Hey everyone, welcome to episode 26 of Collector Showcase. Me, Ryan, we're going to be talking about the M.A.S.K toys. Well, M.A.S.K, what is it? It's Mobile Armored Strike Command is what it was called. So, Ryan, you want to give your introduction, brother? Episode 26.
Okay, I was just making sure the sound was working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have got that Jeopardy question wrong to say what the acronym was.
Yeah, dude, it's so it's so weird. This is the second set of cartoons that we're talking about has acronyms in the name. Because even like the villains, Venom has an acronym as well. I think it's like, hold on, I have it up here. It's what is this? Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem. It's like, what? It's so weird. But anyway, yeah, buddy, if you want to give your introduction.
What's up, guys? Richard Ryan here. You can catch me live on YouTube every Tuesday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, taking your 80s, 90s game requests and playing you 80s, 90s toy and game footage.
Sweet.
Excited to get into some M.A.S.K.
Hey man, this was such a cool. For one, it had a rocking soundtrack, which is you guys got to hear if you were in the beginning of the episode. And then on top of that, it was just we had. Oh, come on, what was it? The cartoon was cool because you had vehicles. You had these small figures that were smaller than G.I. Joes. But yeah, it was definitely pretty awesome, man. Like I remember watching the cartoon back in the day. It was done, I think, by Hasbro as far as like some of the storylines. Well, Marvel actually. And then unique characters. This is very G.I. Joe. Just with like transforming vehicles that were more than meets the eye, kind of thing. Well, like
They probably saw a big boa and were like, dude, this is it.
this is it.
All our characters need helmets.
Yeah,
And we'll call it M.A.S.K.
Tracker's gonna lead the mission. Yep. What's up, Tylord? Yeah, I mean, like this was like one of the coolest toy lines because it wasn't too expensive to get these, as far as I remember. And I even had a few. Oh yeah.
Now it is, and tell them why it's expensive now, Vince. Because what are they missing?
Oh, they're either not complete because they're missing either like their accessories or the parts for the vehicle, and they're just super like hard to like get complete. Now, a buddy of mine.
No, but they're missing their helmets.
Well, that's true.
That's
Yeah,
the big one.
yeah, they are missing their helmets. Not always, but a lot of times, especially for us trying to look for them, they're missing their helmets.
Every time I tried for 2-3 years,
Mm-hmm.
and every time I would find a lot, like 5, 6, 10 figures on eBay, half would have the helmet and half didn't. It's like I never could find a good price because who wants them without the helmet on?
Yep. Well, and then okay, so and Tyler mentions he just remembers the kid and the robot, right? And that was the kid's was like Matt Tracker's son, Scott Tracker. I don't remember what the robot's name was. Let me see if I can find that on here. 'Cause he was like, he was the Orko slash come on, like Snarf kind of knockoff, or not, that kind of comic kid relief for this show that was almost written more for adults than it was kids, because it was kind of serious at times.
I just realized that Darkwing in that picture,
Mm-hmm.
I know that's his classic pose, but he kind of looks like the Streaker Gremlin in the bar scene.
Yeah, he's all like, it lurks in the dark, Phoebe Cates, Darkwing Duck. That's
The whole reason he was he was doing that too. Exhibitionist Gremlin.
T-Bob.
Because Phoebe.
Oh yeah.
Because he loved Phoebe.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we do love Phoebe. But yeah, this was like a really cool cartoon. Let me see. I'm gonna pull up the stats on this. I think it.
We definitely need Fast Times at Ridgemont High NECA figures. We need a Spicoli and a Phoebe Cates in the bay. Dude, you know that? How much would that sell, Vince? You get a red bikini Phoebe Cates and a Spicoli surfer. Fast Times at Ridgemont High NECA. They could print money with that, dude.
Well, in this, if you did them in the stylized of like the Bill and Ted, like that type, where they're animated in that style, that would be perfect. I think NECA.
I wanted them just like how they did the Back to the Future ones. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you could do up the box to like Mr. Hand's class for the Spicoli, and the box for Phoebe,
Mm-hmm.
and the red bikini could be like the background and be like the pool scene. What, dude? What if when you open the flap, if it was what's his name peeking through the window? How genius would that be?
Judge Reinhold. Yeah.
Judge Reinhold peeking through the bathroom, doing a little stroke.
Oh man. All right, so let me see. We'll get some information on the cartoon. So this cartoon went for 2 seasons, right?
Last thing, when you open the flap, it plays the Cars song. Bow, 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 bow.
Was there like a cute girl like Scarlett? I think there was a cute girl in the show. Let me see. Who was it? I don't know if she's on here.
Tell me you wouldn't buy that, Ty Lord, if it played the Cars song when you open the flap. Was that what was that song called? It was like called Moving in Stereo.
Yeah.
Cars Moving in Stereo.
Tyler's like, calm down, Ryan.
Dude, Tyler, if I pitched this to NECA right now, they'd be like, okay, let me get on our notebook. We got to write this down.
They would. I mean, you got 2 customers right here. 3 customers. I'm sorry. I got to get that right. We have me, you, and Tyler that would totally buy that set. My dad would actually buy that set, so there's 4 people. We need another. Well, we're gonna start a Kickstarter just on the show just to get that figure line set up.
You have this Macaulay van as the vehicle that they all bust out of stoned, with even Eric Stoltz is in there busting out of there.
What's up, Dark Link?
No shirt, no shoes, no dice.
Well, as long as I get the scene at the end, right, where Judge Reinhold's character's at the convenience store and he pours the coffee onto the bad guy, the crook.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get some details on the Mask. All right, so this show ran from 85 to 86. It was produced by Deke and ICC TV Productions. The series was based on masked action figures produced by Kenner Products. It was animated in Japan by As-High Productions. All right, so this ran from 85 to 86. Was 2 seasons, a total of 75 episodes. This was a really good show. I mean, you're looking at the fact that like 85, 86. I mean, this is right after Back to the Future. So definitely having a cool car like Matt Tracker's is definitely for the win.
To me, the piece de resistance was the Boulder Hill.
The Boulder Hill, yeah.
The Boulder Hill is actually up there in the top tier playlist list of the 80s. Too.
He's right, Yeah, exactly. Hey, Dad. Okay, animated chair movie or Jim Carrey movie. This is you're right. Yeah, The Mask. Oh my gosh. There you go. We get Eric Stoltz as The Mask. We can totally have we can cross-pollinate this Mask situation.
What if we have Eric Stoltz of Mask movie fight Jim Carrey of The Mask movie in a celebrity deathmatch claymation? Claymation fight.
The way Eric Stoltz played him, though, he would just go back to his room and be like, "I'm not gonna fight anybody." He'd be totally emo. Um, okay. So yeah, this is it's funny because I'm like, I can't just go The Mask, right? Because it's like that's Jim Carrey's movie. I have to go Mask cartoon because it doesn't work that way if I don't. Uh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, but
dude,
guess what makes it even worse?
what's up?
There is a Jim Carrey The Mask cartoon too.
There was, yep, which is what the toys are technically based off of, not the actual cartoon.
So it even
I
gets
mean the
more
movie.
confusing. You can't win.
You know you can't. Um, but yeah, so I mean, what was your first introduction to this figure line, Ryan?
Well, like I said, I own none of these.
You don't know them? Okay.
But I just remember when I seen Boulder Hill, like thinking that is an epic playset, and it takes up a lot of space, that playset too.
Oh, I've seen it. I mean, I've actually messed around with it because my buddy Rob at his shop had it for I think a little bit, and then I had a friend. So like, I didn't have very many M.A.S.K toys because most of my stuff was more Transformers and GI Joe. I did have a few vehicles, but like, there was a guy or an older kid on the street that where my grandparents lived that had tons of like. That's all. Like, I don't know if it was like he was in between, like his parents got divorced but lived with his dad, but like his mom would buy him all this shit. So he would have like tons of GI Joe stuff, tons of Transformers, tons of M.A.S.K. And I just remember like whenever I was with my grandparents, I'd go hang out at his house and play with stuff. And I was like, that was remember the first time I remember ever seeing the killer whale. I was like, oh man, this thing is amazing, and wanted it so bad.
The other thing that stands out besides Boulder Hill is, yeah, some of the sports car looking vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
That blue one with the paint streaks.
Yeah,
You know the one I'm talking about?
the old
The
1950s roadster kind of vehicle. Yeah,
it looked very like 50s diner era, like hot rod cars looking. That's the one I see a lot at flea markets.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe they have that in the toy guide.
The only toy line that had a gas station is a playset. Yeah, exactly, Dad. Ty Lord asked if did we see the wacky Eric Stoltz M.A.S.K cartoon. I think that was a skit, wasn't it? I don't think it was a full on cartoon.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But I have to disagree, Floyd, because I'm pretty sure there had to be a Matchbox Cars or Hot Wheels playset that had a gas station. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
if you look hard enough, you'll find one.
Well, Hot Wheels did, but like as far as like an actual action figure line, I think this is the only one that actually had like a gas station
Probably.
that did something, you know. Because
Because it was dime a dozen with the what do they call the? I can't even think of the. I just found a bunch of commercials on this for my next compilation.
Mm-hmm.
The what are the mini ones called? The
Micro Machines.
Micro Machines.
Yeah.
I know there's a dime a dozen Micro Machines playset with the gas station and stuff and Hot Wheels, but yeah, probably not for action figures.
Well, even the Back to the Future 2 Hot Wheel figures, you know, actually the set actually had a Texaco gas station, that one you see in the movie and stuff.
Yeah.
Just kidding about Eric Stoltz. You know, I wouldn't doubt it, man. I wouldn't doubt it, the fact that like it was a robot chicken skit where they did a M.A.S.K figure and was making some kind of joke about it. Yeah, there was the Hot Wheel ones, yes, but action figure line, no. But it was kind of cool. This was like a really cool hybrid that kind of like took a G.I. Joe style figure. They weren't very articulate, right? I think there was maybe 3 points of articulation. Yeah, it's head turn, arms, and legs.
Legs, that's it.
And that was it. And you can sit them in the vehicles, but everything was the gimmicks of like, this vehicle could do this. It could turn into a motorcycle that turned into a helicopter, or this nice Camaro that opens up the gull wings and becomes a flying car. Even like the Rhino, which was I think the Peterbilt truck, that turned into some stuff. The back of where the tires are became a miniature like 4x4 multi-terrain vehicle. But like this stuff was really cool and revolutionary for the time. But if you think about it though, it was very niche. because it could be lost within everything else. Like it was definitely
Lord.
a boy toy thing, but like it only went 2 seasons, and it was a good show.
It was Shawn Michaels' favorite toy line as a boy toy thing.
Oh, really? Had you talked about that?
No, it's because it's Shawn Michaels' theme song. Not your boy toy.
Oh,
I'm just a sexy boy.
that would be awesome. I'd love to see what like some of the wrestlers like their toys that they enjoyed growing up with and stuff, like what they had a good time playing with. Let me see. 92 Power Rangers did some cool things like that with the Megazord.
Have we done Power Rangers yet?
No, we haven't done Power Rangers yet.
We could do that next week.
We could do that next week. I was trying to think of what we could do.
That's a play set, dude, Vince, that I may have to add that on my holy grail with the Thundercats. And it's not as expensive, but I need that Power Rangers play set.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can put them up the elevator and they morph.
Oh yeah, that one.
The head, it makes the head pop up.
It has the Zordon head and stuff. It was like their Power Rangers head. I think it was their headquarters.
Yeah, the Power Rangers headquarters playset.
Mm-hmm.
I need that. I see it go for like 150 to 200 complete. So it's not bad like the Thundercats layer, which is like 500. But
dude, that thing is ridiculous. I mean,
but then the problem is I need all the characters too, Vince. I don't have any of the action figures for Power Rangers.
I had them. Took me so long to get them all, but the Megazord. See, like that was the thing. You either had a friend who had the whole set of the Power Rangers, or like as far as the Megazord side, or the characters themselves. You never had a friend who had everything like that. I wasn't a big Power Rangers fan, but we'll get into that whenever we get into the episode. But there was a reason for it because of the.
First of all, how dare you?
Hey, I watched the Super Sentai stuff, man. I was the whole thing of like, every time every time you saw a new Power Rangers set, it was like the original guys died or Super.
No, I know what you mean because I was right at the age where I was pretty much done too.
Mm-hmm.
I was probably like right around the teenager age where it was a little bit too kiddie for me too. But I just wanted the Pink Ranger so bad. Who
didn't want Amy Jo Johnson or whatever? Yeah,
dude. When Amy Jo Johnson was in that skimpy gymnastics leotard with the thong,
right?
Or when she was wearing the bare midriff top that she always would wear, because she had a rocking body. Tell me every kid didn't have a crush on her.
Hey, for a show for kids, young teenagers, that was that was a thing. But like my favorite part of that show was the brief moment when it was stop animation with the Zords coming in and stuff, and then transforming and combining into a giant Megazord, and it's like that's badass. And then they would go into the part where it was like total Godzilla, guy in a suit against a monster. I was there. That was the parts that I enjoyed a lot, not the teenage bopper drama of
not the Saved by the Bell part.
Not the Saved by the Bell stuff.
Very, very Saved by the Bell, especially when they're in the ice cream.
Yeah. The parlor
place.
Versus like what was it? Bayside's. Oh come on, we've talked about this too, and I can't remember the name of the diner they would always go to.
It wasn't Peach Pit because that was 90210. It was the M.A.S.K.
The M.A.S.K. Yeah. It's like there's so much information we have crammed in our brains. I mean, like, I have a chunk of information of, like, just from doing my job that takes up a spot. As we get older, it's like...
That's what we do. We do retro.
Yeah, right, yeah. I did. Tommy was my boy. Him was my dream girl. What? No, I'm reading what somebody said, babe. My wife's like, oh my. Can you find a picture of her in that leotard? What's up, Hummus?
Yo, Hummus, Advent, Tyler.
Let's see.
Floyd.
Saved by the Bell meets Voltron. Dude, I would totally watch Voltron. Like, that would have been awesome. Like, their day-to-day life.
Voltron was early 80s, too. People forget how early 80s that was.
Yep.
I was like 80 or 81 or 82.
Same thing with Robotech, man. Like when it came out in Macross came out in Japan, it was like 82 or 81. But by the time we got it here, it was like 84, 85. So as far as like Harmony Gold grabbing the rights for those three things,
We got 60 figures, homie. Let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get going.
All right. So, all right, guys, we're gonna get into the figure line itself. Like, there's 60 between like the vehicles. There was like the playset, different styles. I mean, even like what 2-packs and stuff. So we can get it. We'll do this. We'll go into the main series 1 first. Let me make sure I get this where I can see the chat as well. M.A.S.K. Is this the toy line from a movie or a share? Oh my god. Alright, so first up, we got the Condor. This is the motorcycle with that turned into a helicopter. Who was the pilot in this one? Brad Turner. Okay. So what's your thoughts, man? You got this neon green with the black paint job.
Looks like something out of Fast and Furious.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it does. I can see that.
What's the Asian dude's name in Fast and Furious, the first one?
Wasn't it?
From like the gang.
Oh, come on, Tommy. Wasn't it or Tommy Chan or or something? I think it was.
This is like when he pull up in the scene where they surround him, where they surround Dom and
He came to my house.
But look how cool it looks with the M.A.S.K.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like the scene from Back to the Future when he's getting out the barn.
The space. Pop, look, see, they shapeshift in the. You damn aliens, get off my property! And
he puts the headphones on Crispin Glover and he plays the Eddie Van Halen.
He's like, I am Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan. It's like, okay, calm down, bro. But such a cool gimmick, right? You know, the back tire pops out to be the rotor.
Yeah.
Just such an easy gimmick. And then, hey, what's funny is this is another box style that gives you a red and yellow paint scheme. So I wonder if there was a thing to advertising with red with kids to make it pop.
I look back in my home videos, and you know I got tons from all the way up to like age 10, 11. My 80s home videos that my parents filmed. And I can't tell you how many outfits, blue and red outfits, were so popular in the 80s. And it's no wonder. I mean, look at Optimus Prime, blue and red.
Mm-hmm.
Blue and red was so big for any kind of sweaters or shirts. Or I was always wearing like that, like a blue or red shirt or sweater, and like, you know, some like jeans or whatever. So it's no surprise that was big for the card art too in the boxes. Think of it, He-Man. All the He-Man card art was red.
Yep.
The Police Academy that we just did last week was red.
Well, you think about also too, like, you know, very red and blue is American colors, you know. So, Tyler, he mutated into human form. Shoot him! Shoot him! That was so parents did. That was so parents didn't step on them in the dark, right? That's if it glue in the dark, Dad. Glowed in the dark, not glue. You get.
What if they tell me I'm no good? What if they tell me get out of here?
I can't take that kind of rejection.
Rejection, man.
Just tell her that she's your destiny, and you're my density. I mean, my destiny. All right, so here's the pickup truck.
First, he's got to get the chocolate shake.
Right.
That they slang him. They slang him that shake, and that gives him the confidence.
Right. Shake me.
And then like the milk splatters everywhere when it like flies in his hand.
Yeah. Oh my god. He just like leaves it there too after he like takes a swig of it.
Yeah, he takes a swig and then drops. Lorraine, you are my density. I mean, my destiny.
Hummus. American colors are now orange, white, and very white. Oh my god.
And very spray tanned.
But yeah, and Dad says very James Bond meets Transformers. All right, so this is the firecracker. You know, everybody wants a I don't know, orange truck.
That's something Marty McFly would have drove, right? It's his dream. It's his dream truck.
Yeah, I could see him driving this, especially with the motorcycle to go dune buggying and stuff. Like,
Especially if you blacked it out, it'd be like his.
mm-hmm. And let me see who was the pilot on this one.
Not just like if you aren't balling up with this big truck, and then you got the motorcycle attached too, like that's just like you're flexing.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got your vehicle to go scouting in. Then you got your battle. Like if I guess
It would top this off if you had a jet ski too in the trucks, in like the trunk part.
I had the truck. I had
a jet ski too.
Yep, right. I mean, this looks like you're coming into an area that's flooded, and it's like, well, I can't get through here. Wait, no, hold on. It's the extendo feature from the Mach 5. So this was Hondo McLean. Why his name's Hondo? But that's a weird name. It's not Japanese. But like he looks like he ain't got time for the shit, man. He ain't got time for Venom's nonsense. Hoche was the pilot. That toy was badass. Yeah, and no, this is a cool thing. I mean, like, you got giant cannons that come out of the front end of the car. I mean, the truck and everything.
It's awesome.
Pickup/recon truck with action figure. Pickup, charged recon truck, and backup. I love the boxes, man. You get like good representation of the figure, the vehicle, like the play features of it. Yeah, so would transformable figure be considered transgender or more than me? Oh my god, that's funny. That's hilarious.
Really trying to get us canceled up in here.
Yeah, I can't confirm or deny that comment, Dad. All right, next up we got the Gator, which is your typical, your Jeep. Looks like something that you would have saw in the movie Last Starfighter. You know, when they're all going to the beach.
Yep. We get a better look at it.
Yeah, it's up right now, so I'm gonna leave it up here for a minute.
It looks a little bit like a Barbie Jeep, Vince. I gotta be honest with you.
It does. It does.
If it was bigger. It's a little bit Malibu Barbie for me.
Yeah, I think it's that the stripes in the front. I mean, this is this is really 80s. I mean, this is stuff that you would have seen in war games, right? When they're driving around, like around town, like just something in the background, or
shit you would have seen in Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
They're cruising in Red Dawn in this.
Yeah, so this is the one that actually like had the skiff that would come out the side of it. So what is this? Dusty Haze or
what's the chrome thing behind him?
I think it's
like chrome egg.
I think that's supposed to be a depth charge or something. Since it's a boat vehicle. Are there Last Starfighter toys? I wish. Yeah, so this was the pilot on this was Dusty Haze. That's hilarious, Dusty Haze. Oh my god. Get out of here with these naming, Kenner. Come on.
What about like Dusty Nuts?
Dusty Nuts.
What's up, Dusty Nuts?
All right, so let's move on to the next one. If it'll get there. Seems to be Mask. Wow, is the site just not working? Ryan, you're still there, right?
We're crashing this website.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a spinning. I mean, it's not my connection. There's something with this site. There we go. Woo. Okay, so we're not going back to the Gator. The Gator was what hung us up. All right, next up we got Jackhammer. This one I remember a lot. I
This
thought,
looks very G.I. Joe, right?
yeah, or Transformers. This is basically Trailbreaker without the back canopy. Very, I think this is a Venom.
It could be a little like Mad Max too.
Yeah,
This shit.
I think this is the villain's vehicle. The main.
Yeah.
No, this is not. This is not the main guy. But this is he's got his Juggernaut helmet on there, or Jabba the Hutt. That's hilarious.
I'm digging. I'm digging. You could fuck somebody up with this thing. This is like you see this pulling to town. You're not messing with this right here.
No, hell no, man.
You're not messing with some shit called Jackhammer.
With a guy.
And this dude coming through, rocking the Prince purple with
Yeah,
an eye patch.
and his.
He got an eye patch too.
Well, like, okay, so he's got an eye patch, right? So why not have the mask not have an eye on that side? Because like,
Yeah, let me see the map.
that's about as close as I'm gonna get, brother. Like when it goes down.
Like if you listen, you pick a chick up for a date in the fucking Jackhammer, you're getting dome in the whip. You know,
You're getting
you're
dome
getting
in the
dome that
you're getting dome in the whip.
night.
Oh man.
He's gonna do some up down on the
Yeah,
dome.
he's gonna have yeah he's gonna be definitely the S&M type of thing. Um, Cliff Danger is his name.
Cliff Danger is definitely getting some butt.
All right, honey. Now you gotta watch out for a guy named Cliff
Cliff
Danger.
Danger. Cliff Danger is the dude your chick says don't worry about him.
Yeah, don't worry
You
about.
know that meme when the chick says don't worry about that guy,
You're right.
and it's the guy you're concerned about. She says don't worry about Cliff Danger.
Cliff Danger can't hurt you. And here's a picture of Cliff Danger. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is Trailbreaker. But I love the fact that like the hood just transforms up into the cover of the glass. And then you got like guns where the radiator was, and then you got the whole like the canopy comes up, and it's like a HISS tank, but it's a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my favorite vehicle time as a teenager. Crushed the beach with arm-mounted M27 caliber.
I feel like the HISS tank, you definitely get some butt from Baroness in a HISS tank, you know?
Yeah. Destra's like, come with me, Baroness. We're going back to my crib. Screw Cobra Commander. All right, so when you got the Piranha. I mean, I see this is too futuristic, right? This is you can definitely tell this is like, okay, this is what it is. It's not like
I'm feeling the whole Jackhammer is peak so far. I'm feeling that the most. The Piranha is a little. Let me get a read on this.
This is very. Come on, it's not quite
like some Tron or something.
It's not fair. It's like Blade Runner meets Tron meets Mad Max. I mean,
What make it kind of corny are those stickers, bro? These stickers are like some fucking like low tier sci-fi show stickers here. I'm not feeling the stickers. It's looking a little Dollar Tree for me with the stickers.
Well, I'm sure they've seen better time. You know what? Okay, that's what it is. This looks like the vehicle, at least the sidecar, looks like a smaller version of Centaur's or whatever his name is, Centauri's vehicle from
Dude, it
the
looks
last
like you
Starfighter.
chopped off the. It looks like you chopped off the front of a helicopter for
Right?
the side for the
Yes.
sidecar.
Mm-hmm. I take that back. They do have knee joints. Apparently, I missed that.
Who's gonna ride bitch in this sidecar? Looking like all you can fit is a little baby in there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the vehicle.
He put his son in there for like a picnic trip.
It's Clark
Bro.
Kent. It's Clark Kent's not Clark, but Kal-El's ship from Krypton.
Like, be real. Who's he fitting in there? He's fitting in there a small dog or his son. Like, you're not getting an adult in there, or they're like laying down in there. Like, that's not big enough.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The
So
fucking piranha.
this is the Tom Savini figure. I'm gonna put this down here. It
Dude,
looks.
but the dude in the vehicle, what's his name? He's looking badass. I like the.
Hold on. All right. That's
Shut up for
what's hilarious about his name. It's Sly Rax or Cyrax. Slyrax.
Lyrax?
Slyrack. Yeah, Slyrack. So like Sly, it's like Sylvester Sly.
Dude, look at him, dude. He looks like he's like a low-level goon from like Hell's Angels or something, doesn't he?
He looks like Tom Savini, man. He's gonna show up in any of the zombie movies that George Romero makes, and then
He's like Tom Savini in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, he's
with
got
the dong gun that flips up.
yes. He's gonna go down the south of the border and go fight some vampires. Hey, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think he's the best figure out of this package here. That dude did remind me of Tom Savini. All right,
The piranha.
here is the Rhino. This is my buddy Josh's favorites. I mean, you could make this is the Pork Chop Express, guys. You could just repaint this. Over to you, son. And like have the Pork Chop Express logo on there, and this is Jack Burton's truck. His voice in the cartoon was like a Dennis Hopper. I could see that. I think it was. It's been so long since I've watched this show.
We got the Optimus Not So Prime here.
Yeah, this is the
The Optimus. What would be the opposite of Prime?
Prime would be. Oh, come on! I know the name. I can't think of the word. It's like low time or prime time. What's okay? I'm not even gonna try.
Like a matinee, like prime time's at like peak at night, or like a matinee's like in the day. Is that what a matinee is?
I think so.
I don't know what I'm going for there, but
Is it the dollar? Is it the Dollar Theater version?
you call it the Rhino?
Yeah, it's called the Rhino. And I can't see their names, unfortunately, because of the angle of the box. But basically, like, it became like a fortress and stuff, and you had like, you can shoot a missile out the back. That four-wheeler. And I get why, like, my buddy Josh is.
Instead of Optimus, it says for opposite of Prime, you could just use inferior. Instead of Optimus Prime, it's Optimus Inferior.
Optimus Inferior. Oh no, it'd be Pessimus Inferior, because remember Optimus, Pessimus. Yeah, but the reason like the Josh loved this vehicle was because that his dad's a truck driver, so
Optimus Subprime.
subprime. We got the Switchblade. What did they put in the sleeper cab? A missile launcher and a computer system. Matinee tracker. So this is very GI Joe vehicle here, like Cobra.
Switchblade. Dude,
This,
Mask has like the record for most bro names. Switchblade.
yeah, I'm gonna get you with my Switchblade max tracker. Prime doesn't have a true aerodynamic, but in math, it would be composite. Ah, okay. So the sad thing is like you only get the jet form of this, but it turned into a helicopter.
You know how many bitches I'm gonna get with my pink, with my pink plexiglass, bro.
Dude, yeah, he's gonna get a lot of ladies with that. And then on top of that, this is the main villain's vehicle. So his name was like Miles Mayhem.
Listen, he's like, listen, hear me out, bro. Blue jet, pink windshield. Do it.
Pezimus Inferior. Let me see. Where they're were they going to put into truck stops? Hold on. Well, they were gonna put into truck stops and score a little action, right? When they pull, yeah. What are they gonna do? Okay, okay. Yeah, it's like, hey, baby, come back to my truck. I got a huge missile for you. And she get back there, and she's like, I didn't. You know, when you told me you had a huge missile for me, I didn't really realize that you were gonna say and that you meant a real missile. We're gonna have some action, baby. This isn't what I thought we were gonna do. All right, this is the T-Hawk. This is Matt Tracker. This is the Camaro with the gull wings.
Thunderhawk.
Wait, you're telling me that you made a time machine out of a DeLorean? This is heavy.
That's pretty badass. It looks very Camaro.
Mm-hmm.
Looks, yeah, very Camaro. This shit right here. Thunderhawk, and shows girls as Thundercock.
He's he's ready for action. You give him the call, he flies in at any moment.
You made a DeLorean out of a Camaro?
You know, the funny thing is like he's got that like the grid line of the '80s on the car with the stickers, and it's like, man, um, this could be solar panels. This was in in the later 2000s. Why is everything so heavy in the future? Is there a gravitational problem with the Earth?
He was like, you know about Knight Rider, bro, but we're gonna make it lipstick red.
Lipstick red. Wow, I came into the conversation at a weird time. What's up, Jason? It's all right, brother.
We get down and dirty.
Yeah, we hold no punches. We hold no punches. All right, so this is the Firefly.
Oh,
Well,
the hurricane though coming up is the one I see everywhere.
yeah, yeah.
For some reason, every kid had that hurricane.
I always thought this one was like a cool kind of design. I do love Indy cars, but this is like a Dune buggy racer. Um, what's cool about this one was like it folded out and became a jet. Well, it's Friday after hours, right? Exactly. This is
I
that
like the
DLP and
Beavis and
right.
Butthead of toys. Like instead of roasting music videos, we're roasting
Roasting
toys.
toys, yeah. We're gonna have moments where we're gonna think do this and like, hold on, I'll pull down the thing and be like, Wait.
Now this just says like this is gonna break all over it in this form.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah,
kids
yeah.
are gonna snap the fuck off this thing, dude. Let any kid under 10 play with this, you're gonna break the wings.
I wonder how many did, man. Honestly. Julio Lopez.
Look at his power stash, looking like a Hispanic Burt Reynolds.
Pedro Pascal.
797. I like how they doubled down with the sticker. Like if you didn't see it the first time, we get it. It's
Yeah.
797,
They put
dude.
they
Like
put the SKU on the sticker twice. It's like, all right, the only thing you need to know about this figure is this guy's got a stash. And on top of that, you're just gonna wear the mask on him, so we don't even need to see the head. It's all right. It's all good.
I feel like Julio Lopez is like definitely sliding in with like a mom who just got divorced and like stepfathering a kid.
Well,
Like Julio Lopez just has that look like
he's
he's raising he's raising her ex-husband's kid. He just looks like that kind of guy.
is I mean he's got to be like Jennifer Lopez's real dad, right? I mean, honestly, so where the Lopez came in.
And then like his kid's always coming home and be like, "You're not my dad, Julio."
You're just a toy figure. Could you imagine like some real guy named Julio Lopez that's like has a stepson that like he's just trying to be this good dad and he's like, here, I got you these M.A.S.K toys. You just want me to have this because this character has your name. That's not
I feel like
cool,
Julio
Julio.
Lopez would be like the teacher from Stand and Deliver. Remember that guy? Was it guy?
Jaime Escalante, but you're talking about Edward James almost. Yeah,
Yeah, Stand and Deliver.
I could see him being that. Well,
Was that the movie?
Yeah, it was Stand and Deliver. Yeah, Stand and Deliver.
You kids are gonna learn. You need to hit the books, son.
So, just some real world situation things going on here. How many of you guys affected by the weird hurricane dust storm that's going on? That stuff's been pretty insane. Have you seen some of the videos for that, Ryan?
What state?
Like Midwest, like even not like it's even like over where my dad is being affected by it. But like, what was it? Rob had posted a video in Missouri, and you can just see this wall of like dust, this storm coming in. It's crazy.
Vince, you told me that's what happens when you clean your
My-
the
What?
dust storm.
The dust storm when when I clean my computer and my PlayStation or something else.
Yeah, there's a wall of dust.
The wall
that
of
comes
dust.
out.
Because the reason why I say all this is to lead into the hurricane.
That's what happened when you clean all those game shelves you had.
Right? Yeah.
All the dust,
All the dust,
all the
yeah.
dust started getting airborne.
Hey, dude, anytime I clean anything, I'm like, there's just this layer of dust I have to deal with. But,
Yeah, same. So this is the one I see everywhere. This fucking vehicle, I've seen it many a flea market, many a toy show. I don't know what it is about this one. This looks like some shit Ford Fairlane would drive.
actually, okay, so hear me out. If this was painted red and you left the flames, this looks like the scene in Christine where it's on fire chasing down the one dude, the kid. Oh yeah, the white dust is here, so Hummus is dealing with it too.
This looks like some shit Guy Fieri would pull up in.
Yeah. Welcome to Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Oh my god, yes, that would be hilarious.
The Guy Fieri mobile.
So this is another vehicle that Hondo McLean drives. That turns into a tank. Why am I like, remember freaking Revenge of the Nerds 2? You know, when they convert that military vehicle and stuff. This is the vibe I get from this.
I feel like this would just like somebody be pumping oldies in this shit, like
Yeah.
pumping like Chuck Berry in this car, pumping Fats Domino
Mm-hmm.
songs out of here.
Yep. Damn.
I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill.
My dad said they imported this one from Cuba.
Vince, this is the car that they're blasting this song when they pull up. Splish splash, I was taking a bath on Saturday night.
Hey, baby, you want to come down? We're gonna go blast some bad guys. It's like instead of going up to the hill and stuff, like to go make out, it's like let's go on a destruction derby. But my car's the one giving the destruction. And then he plays all the the old 50s music. Wait a minute, there's broad saw blades? Really? Where? Anyway. When was the last time you watched Fort Fairlane? Old. This is the outlaw.
Whenever the last time I watched it was still too soon. Floyd.
Come on, man. That movie was cameo filled. Even Ed O'Neill was in it.
I had a Dice Clay phase where I thought he was funny.
Boogie time, across the USA.
Snake oil.
Yeah.
Oh, is this where the spray tan Cheeto goes around? Snake oil salesman.
Yeah. This is funded by the Trump administration. This is the outlaw. Oh my God, with his red rocket.
Who drives around this Elon with the chainsaw?
Yeah.
The chainsaw. So if they parked this at the White House, would it make Tesla sell anymore? Like that publicity stunt failed.
No, but I think a lot more
This
Teslas would.
will help us. This will help Tesla's stock from not going bankrupt. Let's put it at the White House, man. Fail.
Yeah. Did you?
Okay, this missile launch is very phallic, Vince, in this
That's
car.
why I said it's the red rocket, man. That's it's just it's so. All right. It's there. This is the villain vehicle. It is Nash Corey or Gory and Miles Mayhem.
The outlaw. And what? Okay, what's the character's name?
Nash Gory.
Nash Gory.
Yeah, and then
Dude,
Miles
who's
Mayhem.
coming up with these names? They all
I,
sound like porn stars.
they do sound like foreign names. I don't understand. It's so weird.
Nash Gory.
We got the Raven next.
Just look at that box art though. It's so confusing for the outlaw. Like you don't even know what you're looking at. It's just looks like a fucking oil rig or something. It just looks weird, dude.
Dad. Oh, but you like the detective that ran around in a giant banana coated trench coat.
Don't you dare besmirch my Dick Tracy, Floyd. Don't you ever.
Somehow Dick has got to come back around.
5 more minutes, no more Dick. 5 more. What did they say in that one scene when they try to blow him up?
Yeah.
5 more minutes, no
No
more Dick.
no more Dick. This is just such a weird like design for a vehicle, right?
This is like when you try too hard.
Yeah, because like, why would you want the front? I mean, I love the fact that the tires go under the vehicle, like Back to the Future, but you didn't have to go the extra mile by turning the front end of this car completely upside down. Right? For what purpose does this serve? What purpose?
To look fucking ridiculous is the purpose.
Does it make it more aerodynamic, or does it make it to where maybe this becomes a boat? I could see this being a boat, little maybe.
Like, did they flip it upside down so like he could use it as like turntables and DJ over there?
That's what he's doing. He's dropping like it's hot. So, I mean, like right there.
I want to like this vehicle, but I don't.
Oh my gosh, my dad. Yes, we know you love Dick, right?
Floyd, all I want from that movie is Madonna in my bed in the fucking black nightie she wears. All I want is that scene where she gets on his desk and he's popping so much bone. She's looking all sexy on his desk, laying out.
Okay, so this does turn into it's a seaplane. Why would you turn? I don't understand. Maybe just because they wanted to have like that boat feel, I guess. It's the only reason why I could
you push the things down on the wheel and it's like a gun.
Yeah, that when you flip up the
like the cover art, there's like a gun.
Mm-hmm.
But it still looks stupid as fuck having a gun come up out the top of a tire.
Yeah, you could have done this a better. Like have the front of this vehicle still face downward.
The hood should have definitely done the Batmobile style, where like the missile launchers come up off the hood.
Yes, I agree with that.
That would have been fine.
Now the driver of this vehicle is Calhoun Burns.
Calhoun Burns.
Calhoun needs to go see a doctor if he burns. It's not good to be burning.
Calhoun Burns is Montgomery Burns.
His nephew.
His nephew from down south, who's slinging gold bullion. What is gold bullion, Vince? Is that like gold melted? What is gold bullion?
What is a bullion or bullion? Or I think hold on, it's gold bullion.
There's a Floyd. Floyd, you would tell us what you know about gold bullion.
Gold boobs.
I can't even fucking say it.
Gold
member. Floyd is gonna come through. Well, actually, gold bullion is. Come on, tell us, Floyd. What is it?
Can I suggest Preparation H?
Preparation H for what? Whose butt needs that?
Yeah, no. Well, yeah.
Oh, for Calhoun
Burns. Man. Calhoun Burns, yeah.
For Calhoun Burns sphincter needs some Preparation H. But tell me about gold bullion. What do you know about it, Floyd? What the hell is it?
It's what you put in soup. Yeah, it adds a little flavor.
It adds some flavor to the ramen hummus.
Yeah. I mean, remember, if you don't do it right, Uncle Roger will come after you.
The fucking slingshot looking like the Channel 6 news van.
This is the Winnebago. This is the vehicle that you take your family out on a vacation.
This is the Charles Griswold family camper.
Camper, yeah. It's like, hey kids, wife, I was able to get a really good deal on this vehicle. We're gonna go to some really cool places. He pushes the wrong button, and Tommy gets launched out in a vehicle.
Dude, the slingshot's definitely going straight to the Grand Canyon for a family vacation. That looks very like. Why am I thinking of the Matchbox? No, the Again, what's that? Why can't I think of the goddamn mini cars, Vince? What's it called again?
Oh, for hold on.
Micro Machines.
Micro Machines, yeah.
Isn't there a Micro Machines that looks like
The playset,
an RV?
I think so. Yeah, I think there was, or a carrying case.
Where you carry case and all?
Mm-hmm.
The form of measurement.
Yeah, it's a form of measurement. We're making Jason roll with all the jokes. I mean, don't get me wrong. It looks like a really kick-ass command center. It's got like a giant like missile launcher. And,
Yeah. What does it look like when you open it up? Let me see that picture again.
Yeah, I got it up right now. That's actually pretty cool. It's got like monitors and screens everywhere.
Wow.
But this is Ace Riker.
Ace Riker.
Yeah, Ace Riker. I'm used to it.
Commander Riker. It's a beard.
This is his.
This is a beard. This is a beardless Riker, like season 1, Next Generation. I won't stand for this.
Well, no, this is like Riker's like great granddad.
No, Riker has to have a beard, or it's not him. It doesn't count.
No.
Season 1, Next Generation, beardless Riker does not count.
Bullion is a furious metal.
We don't stand for shave. We don't stand for our Riker shaved. You look like a schoolboy bitch without a beard.
Oh yeah, Riker's got to have the beard, man. He's got to have the beard. This is the Stinger.
I looked at a review once. I looked at a review before for like the first 2 seasons of Next Generation, and they were like 5 stars off just for beardless Riker alone.
I mean, he wasn't getting much Diana Troy at that time.
Yeah, you gotta have the beard to get the Diana Troy butt.
Yeah. This dude looks like he's roiding, man. Look at his neck and stuff. He's so tense in the chest.
I loved Stinger when he sang for Rancid.
Rancid. Nice.
This is very Mad Max too.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Even this, dude, like, he trades the tires in for treads. Yeah, this is total Mad Max. Here we go. There's a better picture of it. An extendable Stinger claw. Oh, so it's like a scorpion. Okay. Close and open.
Dude,
the
a
trunk.
mask makes so little sense though. Like when you're rocking like a wife beater, like you got a wife beater on and a mask on. Like it doesn't work as an outfit because like you're like basically shirtless with a mask on.
Well, hold on.
Looks absurd.
Well, what's worse is like he's rocking that like 90s Taco Bell colors with the shirt, like that the purple and the yellow. He just needs some blue on him, but then he's got this like heart and dove on his chest. So it's like it's hard to take this guy menacing with like he loves.
He has a heart tattoo. What is he? A fucking Care Bear?
Oh, he's an angry Care Bear.
He's an I don't care bear.
I don't care bear. I love how like
you strain to your societal norms, and that's why I have this tattoo on my chest, bro.
And the chains on my arm represent the bonds of and shackles of society which I ride against.
His name is Bruno Shepard?
Yeah, Bruno Shepard.
And he drives a Stinger, man.
I love how like some kid decided to like just take a pen and just start drawing on the back of the box here. Just look at the bottom of the box at the image of the vehicle on the back of the box. You just see like lines of somebody who drew, like just took an ink pen started.
I do got to give him big props in this line, though, for giving you an associated figure belonging to the vehicle.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a 2-for-1 deal that a parent can get behind. They're like, "Oh, you get a figure with your vehicle? Okay, son.
Yeah, you get
I'll one."
right.
It's a smart move.
Well, considering like at the time you had GI Joe, which you had some. A lot of times with GI Joes, you did get a figure with the said vehicle. His tank with the his tank driver. You had like Cover Girl with the Rhino. You had Cross Country with the Havoc. I mean, there
Hey,
was
Vince, hold it down. I'll be back. All right.
yeah. All right, no worries. He shops at, at some store, the same store as Copperhead. Oh my god, that's hilarious, Tamflate. Use that ramen pack again. Never using the ramen pack again. It's hilarious. All right, so we got the vampire. Which looks pretty awesome. You can definitely tell what it's gonna do. This guy's too cool for school that like he's wearing half the helmet so you can see his hair through it. Another motorcycle that turns into some kind of air vehicle. That looks like a bat. That's what we call it, the vampire. Hmm. Maleo. Floyd Maleo. That would suck if you confuse these two. It's like Sting, right? I will kill him from Dune. Sorry about that, guys. I mean, I do like this though. I do like the look. The color scheme is pretty good. Um, it wouldn't be very aerodynamic with the front canopy going forward like that. It's still pretty cool. And then we got the volcano. Wait a minute. I don't understand the way this is designed. I'm guessing this is supposed to be a monster truck that transforms into what? Somebody was drunk when they were designing these. Yeah, because I'm like, it already looks transformed. I'm like, why didn't you, if you're gonna make a monster truck, this is like Bigfoot's a little brother or cousin, drunk cousin or something. I mean, I'm guessing this had sound. It was motorized. Okay, but why would you have that like huge ass platform? Maybe just because of the motorization of it, but so you ended up getting Matt Tracker and somebody. I can't really read that. Hmm. I don't like the design of this. I really don't. That just like that base just looks horrible. It's like you can't really disguise this. It's like, oh guys, look, hey, it's the hero's vehicle. It's coming because you can tell because he just didn't design it right. Come on, Kenner. What are you doing, guys? All right, so that's the main figures. So we can look at the 2-packs. So this is where you got some of the additional characters. Alex Sector and Buddy Hawk. I think these are the ones that were based off the actual, like, some of the main characters. Supporting cast. Was this a motorized gun turret? I think so, Dad. Um, I'm just not sure how it worked. I mean, without having some better images other than the stock on the box, it's a little difficult to see. We got Bruce Sato and Brad Turner. I guess this is if like kids lost their figures and stuff, or the helmets that could buy these packs and stuff to replenish the stock of accessories that were missed. With Hocus Pocus. Do they have names for their masks? I don't remember that. Here we go. We got Cliff Danger and Sly Rax. I wonder how much that cost. I mean, I want the freaking Tom Savini figure. Matt Tracker and Hondo McLean. I mean, this is a real easy way to be able to buy these figures without having to have the vehicles, I guess. I wonder if they were thinking of, like, price points for parents and things like that, but I don't know. Matt Tracker and Miles Mayhem. You get your 2 leaders right there. Spectrum and Viper. There you go. T-Bob and Scott Tracker. There you go. That was the one I think I had this one. I mean, technically, I think that's the only one you should buy. You got everything else. Alright, we got the adventure packs. Okay, some of this looks like freaking Centurions here. Arctic Assault with Calhoun Burns. Are they costumes different? No, I think some of them are exactly the same. Yeah, this is very Centurions looking. Rusavo, Rescue Mission. Sato. He's got skis. Too much older, too much color variance reminds me of Fisher Price scheme. Yeah, I totally get that. Very bright colors. I mean, even like here with the glider strike with the Jacques LaFleur's. The molding was okay though. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the like what they're trying to do. That looks very, very like Centurions. Like I'm waiting for him to go power extreme, and everything just kind of fits together. Hmm. Matt Tracker, Coast Patrol. He's out there with a lawn chair and an umbrella with a Mai Tai. Hey Matt, aren't you supposed to be on the mission? I am. I'm James Bonding it up. I actually kind of like that. That reminds me of the Cobra. What is it called? Um, oh, I can't remember the raft that they had. This is also very commando. That's what I would love. I'd love a commando figure with his little bitty inflatable raft that comes with all the accessories that you can gear him up with. That'd be awesome. Jungle Challenge. Why would you call it Jungle Challenge and he looks like he's scuba diving? I don't understand. I mean, am I wrong there? Doesn't it look like he's scuba diving? Or is this supposed to be like a jetpack that like he's flying in the air? Maybe that's it. That is so weird. I mean, I love the accessories. I mean, you got like he's got a belt with a bunch of gear on it, binoculars, grappling hook. I always hated the faces on the figures back then. No paint. Yeah, they weren't painted. It was just like generic human skin with hair. I mean, not great. That's why I'm hoping the Super 7, not Super 7, it's Loyal Subjects, who's got the rights for M.A.S.K, puts a little more detail on the figures. I haven't actually looked at some of the stills and stuff from the Toy Fair. Miles Mayhem Venom's Revenge. Just this dude like a dictator somewhere. Yeah, I think it's a jetpack too. I mean this is definitely a jetpack. I mean, I do like the fact that like these come with extra accessories, right? And you're getting some variant detail, molded figures. Racing Arena, Bruno Shepard. How is that? How is that Racing Arena stuff? It looks like he's got a tool chest here, a backpack, and some guns. He's got some weird red thing on his shirt. It's like pit stop track, or I'm sorry, pit stop trap. That's weird. That figure is not. That's Miles Mayhem. I wonder if that's a misprint right there. Very interesting. Sea Tech with Hondo McLean. Yeah, I'm gonna say some of these are not great. We got one die cast. That's pretty awesome. Except for the wheels. I mean it just has regular doors. It's just a Camaro painted red with the M.A.S.K colorings on it. This was $2. Free with purchase. Value of $2. Okay, so this must have been like some store exclusive somewhere. I wonder how much this is worth. That's a good question. All right, we got the racing series here. The other figures looked at like Blofeld. Okay, so I do remember some of these. So that some of these probably would have fit well with those other figures we were looking at just a minute ago. Billboard Blast. It's like, hey guys, my mom got me the Billboard toy. Oh, that's great, Bob. That's great. And like, could you imagine being the only kid that has this attack platform, the Billboard, and your other friends have all the vehicles and other stuff, and you're like, I don't feel great. I don't feel cool. My mom sucks. Now, it would be cool if there was like some kind of racetrack playset that would have went to this, but I doubt it. I don't know, man. I would not want this toy. This is pretty awful. It's not a good, as Ryan would say. We got the Bulldog. Oh, that's awful. You can't get a good picture of that. Let me see if I can zoom in, guys. I love how his mask kind of looks like a wolf. I'm just trying to figure out what this actually is. Racing series. You know, I'm sitting here and my son walks by and I think that like he's playing music and some jackwagon outside is blaring his music so loud that it's coming through my house and I'm having to mute my mic because I'm afraid that like I'm going to get copyrighted because of whatever music he's playing. Damn it, I'm going to do it. I got one job to make sure this billboard is up to date. And damn it, I'm gonna do. All right, now I see. Okay, looking at the box, I can see what this is. But looking at this mess here, I could not. My brain could not put it together. What this was supposed to be, and it's supposed to be a Mack truck that transforms into a tank. Okay, with Boris Bushkin. Wow, I hope you guys can't hear the music that's blaring outside my house right now. Wow, it's echoing. It's echoing off the buildings. Can you hear the music? I'm gonna stop talking.
Let me listen.
Okay, no, I think noise canceling. Hopefully noise canceling is taking that out. Because that... Oh my god, I'm like... What an asshole. At 11:34 at 39 at night, and this dude's sitting there blaring whatever music he's blaring. No consideration for anybody else.
I remember, tell him, I remember my first subwoofer.
Yeah, right?
Mommy said...
Hold on. Okay, so Edward came in here and goes, so when you said that guy was an a-hole, Mommy said that he was an that same thing, that the guy doing that outside is an a-hole as well. That's hilarious. He's still doing it. I'm gonna yell outside. Dude, I'm doing a podcast. Turn down the shitty music. This is not I'm sorry. I'm not gonna tell you what type of music it is. If you can't hear it, then we're good. We're good. I'm not ruining the show. And other than me ranting and raving about somebody being a jackwagon.
You can tell them it's not Wild and Out.
Look, you're not gonna find deals with the type of music that you're playing right now. All right, so this is the bulldog. All right, Ryan, look at this image. This is as big as I can get it.
What's it called? The bulldog?
Yeah, bulldog. I couldn't tell what it was at first. My brain was like, this looks like, I'm like trying to think of what vehicle this is. And
With a ball dude on the front?
It's got like missiles and stuff on it, and then some like flames, I guess, coming out the front of the radiator with the treads. I couldn't figure out what it was. I'm like trying to repiece this together to see what it would have been, and then I looked at the box, and I realized it's a Mack truck or some extended type of a Mack truck that transforms into this tank with treads. I was at the grocery store yesterday, and some kids was drifting his car into the parking lot. Seriously, kids are crazy. He must have watched Fast and the Furious. So this guy's named, and Ryan, I was saying, this guy's name is Boris Bruskin. Bruskin. You gotta, because he sounds like he's Russian, so you gotta add that accent. Brushkin. Yeah. Rolling my R's here. Maybe it doesn't have any engine, and it's just ventilation everywhere. It vibrates everywhere. Yeah, there you go, Dad. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was flames. It's a chainsaw. It's totally a chainsaw. What's up, Shode? I mean, it's cool. It's weird. I'm wondering what the guy was thinking when they designed this thing. So he's in a hurry. All right. So let's see. Let's look at the bullet. This looks like an American Gladiators vehicle. I mean, am I wrong, Ryan? This is like
It does.
something straight out of American Gladiators. It's the
You ain't wrong.
or it's the American Gladiators if it was done in the Olympics, because this is the bobsled vehicle. You said he was Russian. Yes. He was going very fast. Maybe, I mean, what is it? Is it like just a watercraft or something? Trying to think of what this guy's name is. Alex something. No, I'm sorry. It's Ali Bombay is his name.
Alibaba?
Yeah, Alibaba.
What's up, Chode?
He's Ali Bombay. Why do I feel like some of these names are like really bad as far as like they're stereotypical of whatever at nationality.
Ali Bombay?
Ali Bombay. Somebody rushing, slipping on a banana peel. Yeah, it does. Oh my gosh, it looks like Mario Kart.
They name the Asian characters after like Chinese food dishes. We got General Tsao.
Well, yeah, this is like Mario Kart.
Known for his chicken. We got General Tsao.
So yeah, this is definitely Mario Kart. I see it showed. I see it, man. This is like Link's motorcycle, but it turns into a hovercraft for water sports, water play. Okay, well, we're gonna skip on that one. Now, the Manta, I remember being really cool. Hold on, let me zoom back out.
Dude, I gotta admit, at this point, I'm reaching like peak vehicles. I'm
Dude.
kind of over it with the vehicles already. Like, how many more do we got? Jesus Christ!
We're not. We're almost done with it with the vehicle side. So this is the buzzer, or yeah.
Dude, there's just a point. There's a point I get to where I can only handle so many vehicles. God damn, this line has so many vehicles, dude. It's too many vehicles, Vince.
So yeah, the buzzer was one that transformed or split into 3 vehicles. You got
Dude, who's got room for a line with this many vehicles?
probably somebody who has the room for all the GI Joe vehicles. Honestly,
I mean, these take up a good amount of space.
so this is Maximus Mayhem and Miles Mayhem, they're brothers, or it could be his dad or his grandfather. But the main villain was already old anyway.
Buzzard.
I do like the color scheme on this. It's very bulky, but I mean, I get the gimmick. It's like it transforms into 3 different vehicles or splits apart. It's kind of like what we should have gotten with the Batman, Batman Returns toy line with the Batmobile that transforms or splits into the Bat Bike or the Bat. No, it was the Bat Missile. What they called it.
I bet you this line didn't do that amazing because, like, parents are going to be a little bit apprehensive about, like, buying a line that's, like, vehicle after vehicle after vehicle. Like, they're prone to get you a few, but, like, no parent's going to, like, get their kid, like, every week the vehicle 2-pack. Because you know this had to cost more than just one figure, right? When it's a vehicle and a figure, you're looking at probably like 20 instead of a $10 figure. So, like, I'm just saying, like, most parents aren't gonna, and parents were who was buying the shit back then.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I get it. I totally get it. I mean, this is a subset that we're looking at, the racing side of it versus, like, when you go from your story of, like, heroes versus villains, and then you get into a section where it's nothing but, like, racing, or it starts to become themed, you know your brand's dying. Shode said that these vehicles were the inspiration for BattleBots. That's hilarious. So this is a weird toy, right? This is called the Collector, and I'm like, it's a bunker, which is pretty awesome. Like, you don't really get to see some kind of like a toll booth, whatever, armored bunker thing when you did with G.I. Joe. But it's like, it's so weird. Like,
I know it's the point of series, Floyd, but, like, we're talking about like financially. Like, it's hard to keep a toy line alive if everything is like a character in a vehicle 2-pack, because that's automatically more expensive than any other normal toy line that has carded figures. So, like, you got to have the parents that are probably like middle and upper class parents to afford 2-packs on the regular.
Well,
like, most parents are going to get you like one Turtle, one G.I. Joe, one He-Man. Like, that's more like a birthday or Christmas present, like a character and a vehicle. I'm just saying, financially, at that price point.
Well, back when, like, some of this stuff was going on, like, G.I. Joes were like $3 a figure. And then, like, most of your vehicles were anywhere between 15 to maybe $30 at the most, unless you got into the bigger play sets when it would be.
So I was saying 20 to be competitive. Like,
yeah,
it might even been more.
So, but the thing is, like, you got to think though, with such a big toy line like this, and it competing with not only GI Joes and Transformers, you know, this stuff did get lost on the shelves. I mean, because people were wanting, like, you look at Transformers went 4 seasons, and then GI Joe, I think, went 4 or 5 seasons. I mean, it went from like the 80s all the way into what year, like 84. As far as the cartoon, to like 93, 95. Or, I mean, let's say 93. So, I mean, that staying power like would dominate the toy market. And so like a brand like this, like that's really cool, gets lost in the shuffle. Like, it was hot in the beginning, I remember.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this was out of my price range for stuff I was getting, like my grandmother was getting me.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't asking for no vehicles and a toy, like these boxed. And it's like, even taking that shit home, Vince, you got to think, like, who wants to carry that around the fucking mall, right? You get this big ass boxed vehicle and a toy. Like, if you're walking around the mall,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's easier to just get like a little carded toy. It's lightweight, you're walking around with it. But like, these are cumbersome to walk around with.
Oh yeah. Well, and like Dad said, with M.A.S.K, the toy line, first debuted in 1985, the price of the vehicles and figures ranged from around 25 to 35 US dollars, with larger vehicles like the Rhino costing closer to 50 to 60, and that's expensive. Yeah. And these were smaller.
Expensive, dude.
And these were smaller than.
These were kind of rich. These were kind of rich kids' toys, I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, and you can see where it got to the point. Like right now, they're in the point where they're talking about racing. So it's like we're completely past what the main projection of what the story was, and this was like them trying to do something to get people to continue to buy this stuff, but they priced themselves out of the market at the time. I mean, there was like that, like the oil crisis and everything that was going on during the 80s, and so yeah, no. As far as like, I like this, the whole is this the tow truck? As Show said, the M.A.S.K tow yard. But you get,
dude, even to this day, Vince,
mm-hmm.
when I'm in the toy aisle at Walmart or Target, I hear parents saying those exact words. No, find something that's in 5 to 10. Find something for 5 to 10. They tell the fuck Vince, if I had $1 every time I fucking heard that shit, find something for 5 to 10. And the kids always, anything they bring over that's like 15, 20, they get denied.
Which sucks, and because most
for us too.
Right, and which is why the toy market is dying in the retail space, because most toys are $25 now. Unless you get the gotcha stuff or your add-in toy that has some kind of DLC code for like Roblox or Fortnite or something. All that stuff does like hit the pocketbooks, and you can see why toys are dying. It's really a collector's market. It's designed for us who were there at the beginning. And it's real sad, kids, all they are.
I just hear it all the time, man. And I see kids putting stuff back on and it wasn't that different for us too.
Mm-hmm.
Our parents wanted like something 10 or under. None of us we're rich, dude.
Well, $20 would go a long way, honestly. And $10 used to go a long way. It's not the same now. I mean, everything is like, you look at the inflation of what things cost back then versus now.
Think about it, because like when I go to KB, like my grandmother would treat me. She'd take me to KB, I could pick out a toy.
Mm-hmm.
On a rare occasion, like an NES game that's like on sale, because KB had a shitload of sales. And then we go to Friendly's, this restaurant that like, a little restaurant joint that had, like burgers or hot dogs or what, and like a sundae.
Mm-hmm.
So like, that's like an investment on an experience. And then maybe we go to the arcade. So you don't have more than just 10 for a toy, because then you're going to eat, and then you're maybe spending a few bucks at the arcade, and now you're in for like $30 for a day out at the mall. So it's like you don't have. I just feel like a more vehicle heavy toy line. Those are gonna be more. You got to get that for a birthday or a Christmas, because that's a more luxurious investment that you're making. And you'd hear it all the time too. Parents would be like, "No, save that for your Christmas wish list," right?
Mm-hmm.
They say save that for your birthday wish list. It's not going to be like a just for fun gift
Well, and
when you're walking through the mall.
And that's the sad thing, right? So, like, just let me bring up this real quick. Shode said that they do have $10-ish Transformers still, but yeah, you likely need to spend 20 to get something significant. And that's the sad thing, right? So, when you're in this point right now where, back in the day, the brand that came out was what everybody got, and that was what it was, whatever the price was at the time. So, like, when you got Transformers, you were getting a mainline Transformer that had, die-cast. It had, like, sometimes more, like, detailed transformations. Sometimes a little bit less. Sometimes they didn't actually look cartoon accurate. Ironhide and Ratchet, I'm looking at you. But this day and age, we have this thing where, like, there's the mainline, Legacy, or whatever is going on, or the Studio Series. Then you have these, like, one-step transform figures, right? The Transformers that are, like, part of this subset that are for kids that have, like, cost-cutting areas with the plastic, so they have, like, a lot of holes. There's, like, really one-step transformation. You just push this button or move something in a certain way, and then it flips into the spot you want it to be, or the way you want it. Or, like, even, like, 5 years ago, I think so. Yeah, about 5 years ago, there was a discounted versions of Transformers that you could find at Walgreens that were even then like $15, and they had really simplistic transformations. But when they were in bot mode, they looked great. They were good filler stuff, and they were good for kids. But even then, it's like they're not the mainline toy, right? We went from Transformers maybe costing like $5 to $10 to 10 to 15. Now we're looking at like some figures anywhere between $25 to $40, depending on the tier of the Transformer, or even on, like, you look at the leader size stuff, like Jetfire and Skylynx and some of these other larger Transformers, even like Optimus Prime and who else? Ultra Magnus. Those newer figures, like the Studio Series ones, or even just a part of the Legacy stuff, those can go from like $75 to $100. And then that's not even including if you're talking about like some of the Titan ones that they're coming out. Those are $200. And I remember when those things were $100, maybe $50. Like when I got my Devastator, my Titans Return Devastator, I paid $150 for it. And you got 6 giant-sized bots that formed into a giant, like, almost 2-foot Devastator. So like that was fine, but it's gotten too expensive. It's gotten to the point that, like, toys are not for kids anymore. And if they do make toys for kids, they're like, they decided to go with the route of, let's produce dollar store toys and put a little bit more effort in it. Then we can charge $10 for it or $20 for it. And it's like, no wonder kids don't want to play with toys, because like the good stuff that they want to play with is more expensive, and the stuff that they can't afford is junk. So it is frustrating, man. It is totally frustrating. But going back to M.A.S.K, we got the Iguana. Get your 4x4 dirt bike. That I have no clue what it transforms into. It just like, all right, we're gonna become a attack vehicle where the guy can't.
Yeah, underwhelming.
Yeah, I just Lester Sludge.
Lester Sludge.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds like a toxic crusader.
Sounds like he's gonna give her the sludge, or the sledge. I'm sorry, Lester Sledge. Sledge. There you go. I gotta say it right.
Master Sledge.
Yeah. He's gonna give her the hammer. Okay, so this was the Manta. This one actually was really cool. I remember this one. I didn't have it, but I had a friend who did, and I always thought this was kind of pretty nice looking. It's like a T-bird that turns into another flying car. I like the way this one transformed. Like the wings swept out, or the wheel swept out and had some fins. And this was Vanessa Warfield. That's the best image I'm gonna get, man. I can zoom in on that though. Let me see. I mean, so far I think that's one of the best ones out of this whole thing that we've seen from this racing set. What do you think, Ryan?
Can I see it out of the box? Like it's cutting it off for me.
Give it a, let me see. Hold on, let me see. Give it a moment, it'll pop up.
Okay, no, I like that.
Yeah. I think it would be cool with like maybe the paint apps. I mean, not the paint apps, but the stickers on it.
Like a Joker mobile.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. You don't really see her. Well, you see her mask there. I don't know. She. I think she. Yeah, she's a Venom. She's a bad guy. Yeah, you're right on that. The paint job is much to be desired. I think that like once uh loyal subjects kind of gets to some of these, like I think they can put a little more detail into some of the designs for this stuff. All right, let me fix the zoom in. Meteor. I mean, I don't know if I like this or not. I mean, it looks cool, but there are some things that it lacks. Like apparently this looks like it's like a cross between some kind of space vehicle slash test vehicle for test flights, but also like an F-14.
It's pretty cool.
But I don't understand what the point of this is. I guess like the back half becomes a tank, and then the canopy just becomes a smaller drone. I don't understand what the play feature in this is.
Yeah. The meteor.
Who's the pilot on this? Oh, this is Ace Riker. So he's missing the beard. Yeah, this is a lot to be desired on this one. I don't know. Okay, so since we had a hero one, we now have the pit stop cockpit. Right? Is that what it said? Pit stop. Sorry, pit stop catapult. It's got spare tires and a gas station or a gas pump.
You know where I feel they fucked up kind of the most consistently with this line?
Hmm.
Is fucking cheese ball stickers, dude. They really had some cheese ball fucking stickers on some of these.
Mm-hmm.
They really fucking hurt the like they had nice aesthetic to the vehicle and they would slap on what felt like a slap in the face of a sticker. Like it's like it took away from the class of the
Yes.
figure. Like
Yes.
it looked really like it's like okay, I'm gonna get a sports car and I'm gonna put the most cheeseball ass bitch ass fucking sticker on it, and y'all are gonna laugh at me at the fucking car show. It's like that kind of shit. I feel like they really fucked up with this line with that. Because I've consistently seen at least 15 to 20 vehicles we've covered tonight
Mm-hmm.
that the stickers were trash, dude. It's just like, look, I get it. I'm fucking Retro Ryan. I get that the stickers, those color combos, were a staple of the time, but too much, dude. Even for this era, these stickers took away from the class of some of these vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
They're just and it's they clash. They don't, because you can make stickers. Okay, Turtles is a perfect example. The stickers on Turtle stuff were great. It blended with the play set or the vehicle. They were sticker heavy. But
Oh
I
yeah.
can't think of I can't think of tons of examples where the stickers took away from the goodness of the Turtles vehicles. They did them right. This, I've seen time after time stickers clashing with the vehicle. Like they just don't look right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my biggest nitpick on this whole line so far. Other
Yeah.
than everything being a higher price point
Mm-hmm.
because it's a vehicle and a figure, Those are my two nitpicks.
Yeah, that's.
On a line I really like.
I
On
do.
a
I love
line,
that. I love
really
this
like
line.
it.
Yeah.
And on an animated show I really like.
Mm-hmm. Well, like Dad said, it's getting harder to find out the original retail prices on toys from back in the day. It is. I don't know how many times I've been looking for stuff. I'm like trying to get something ready for the show, and I can't find the right information. Or like even when we're like covering something on the podcast or other things, I can't find this stuff. And then yeah, like Sho said, it's like, I mean, even cheap hobby cars had better decals. That I agree with that. Don't get me wrong, some of the designs of this stuff is really cool, but like you can definitely take away the aesthetic when you overdo it. Like now,
Yeah, like the design, they were killing it with the designs. And then it's like some other asshole was like, let's slap these stickers on it. And you're like, no.
like this one, this looks like it was painted. And I like this, like racing style. I mean the vehicle looks like it's been used a lot, so it doesn't seem like it fits like it's supposed to. But like you can definitely tell this looks like a racing vehicle. It doesn't look overdone with this. This looks perfect, right?
Very Daytona, very Daytona.
Yeah. And so like why can't like the rest of this stuff in some of these vehicles have this level of care, right? So this is the Razorback. I like what it transforms into. It's kind of different, but it still looks kind of out there. Like, but I do love the paint job on the vehicle. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. It's nice. Let me see.
But that's a good point. Is there's not really any reason. These figures have intricate paint deco.
Mm-hmm.
If your figures have intricate paint deco, your vehicle designs are intricate. Why did you go with stickers most of the time when you could have done some cooler paint stuff? They had the ability. I think they chinched themselves on that. They could have done just paint on somebody instead of just slapping these stickers that look like they don't gel with it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times the reason why they did stickers, it was easier and cheaper to do decals than it was to actually paint on these figures or the vehicles themselves.
But I'm just saying, like, you look at the figures, they're not plain figures. They have a lot of paint stuff going on, a lot of different colors.
Oh yeah, no, Showed. I don't think you're hating on this, man. We completely agree with you. I mean, like this tow truck looks great. I don't mind the colors. It gives that.
I look at it like, dude, if we're gonna go over every fucking 80s, 90s toy line, and we don't have any fucking nitpicks ever, why the fuck are we even doing this shit?
Yeah.
We're not doing this to like kiss the ass of every toy line. we're doing this to say what we like, say what we don't like, and be honest. And
Mhm.
it's like we can stay as like really appreciating the history of it all, even if we have a nitpick here and there. Because, you know, we got to look back and really examine the good and the bad here. Because even the best toy lines aren't perfect, you know?
No, you're right. And on top of that, like just because we nitpick on something or we make jokes, doesn't mean that we don't love this stuff. I love this line. You know, there's some weird stuff that's going on, and I'm like, now looking back at it, that I haven't seen in like, freaking. It's this came out in 85, 86. I mean, we're like almost 40 years. I mean, removed. I mean, from this stuff. So, part of this stuff technically too was way too for older kids. Like 85, I was 4 years old, depending on when this came out. 86, I would have been 5. So, like, I was partially at the right demographic age for this, but then again, I wasn't. I mean, and you're younger than me, Ryan, so it's like, but not by much, But like when you're looking at it from like the spectrum of this time period, you wouldn't have been playing with this stuff until a little bit after, not by much, but it does make a difference. And that's what's cool about this, is because we do get that perspective, because we did grow up at the same time. But like, there's just like a few years that I'm older. Like by I'll be 44. You're gonna be 41 this year. So there's a 3-year difference. So it's like, it's not that bad. Honestly, it's not that bad. But it's cool.
There was a bit of like a sticker fetish too.
Mm-hmm.
That was happening in the 80s and 90s. Like, stickers were selling like crazy. You should remember how popular like the bubble stickers were.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Man, that's a whole.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, those pop stickers.
I'm just saying, that may have been part of like why they went over the top with some of these toy lines, was sticking decals up the ass on everything.
Yep.
It's because stickers were so popular.
Mm-hmm. No, it's 100%.
Like, looking back on it, we're kind of like, what the fuck? But it kind of made sense then, in the height of it.
As far as like play features, this one actually has the best aesthetic, right? You got a really good vehicle mode that fits on a racetrack, right? For the tow truck here, and then when it's in its combat mode, is cool and practical. I mean, I like this. It almost looks like it has like a pizza thrower aesthetic with these weird missiles that it shoots out, or whatever those round discs are.
Those do look like pizzas. What the fuck?
Yeah, they do. Or manhole covers.
Does it say anything on the box about what those are?
It just says disc launcher. Disc launcher got a concrete cannon. Or am I sorry? Yeah, concrete cannon. Cab tilts, rotor doors. Saber saw blades. Okay, that's what that is on the side. It's got a tow hitch.
You know what I have to commend all the 80s, 90s toy lines on, though? When you look at these figures, and my whole game room, the thing that's kind of cool about my game room, Vince, is I have almost no modern in my game room. The only modern I have is my boxed NECA. If you look in my game room, like you've seen my toy room, that's almost like where I keep 90% of my vintage.
Mm-hmm.
And I have more modern in the rest of my house. It's just how it just worked out that way. I collected more of the vintage first and filled up that whole room, and then all the modern stuff spilled into the rest of my house, right?
Yeah.
But my point being is, when I go through those figures and I look at them, and I look at them real close, the paint is so crisp. And what I mean is, you look at toys today, I'm telling you, they miss the mark sometimes, Vince. They're a little sloppier.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look at like from one toy to the next, and you even have to look at them on card in the store. And sometimes they miss the mark on the eyes or the mask or you get a little bit of like overpaint or overspray, and they're a little bit sloppy. I almost never see that on when I'm looking at my vintage toys. They were fucking spot on with the paint deco.
Yep.
You know, and I can't say that for all the modern toys. I look at some and like, you know, it'll be like where they painted the boot and some of that paints on like the leg. That's like what I'm saying is like you have paint where it shouldn't be, or it's sloppy sometimes. And I'm just saying like I just seem like anytime I'm looking at my 80s 90s, like they're really crisp with the paint. They do not, the attention to detail is really good.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree with you. Hey Ryan, let me run to the restroom, guys. Give me a moment. If you want to talk about Boulder Hill real quick while I run out of here real quick.
Yeah, the piece de resistance.
Yeah, I'll be right back, guys.
Boulder Hill is the creme de la creme. This is the one you want to flex your pimp status. If you were really fucking with M.A.S.K, if you were really going dig deep in M.A.S.K, you had the Boulder Hill. This is big boy status. This is like the when your homie was wearing the chain to the club. If you wanted to be playing with the big boys, you had Boulder Hill. I don't envy having to assemble this thing though. I don't know that this looks that easy to assemble. And I would be concerned with if you bought this and had this shipped, I would be concerned with snapping some of this stuff together and hopefully doing it carefully so shit doesn't just break. Where you gotta snap in some of the joints here. Capitalism has crippled craftsmanship. What you get for what you pay for generally. Yeah, I don't know if it's like they're chintzing sometimes on the process of how they're painting some of the toys. Because, you know, there's the other exception too, where some of the toy lines, like your Marvel Legends and McFarlane, they nail it. They really nail it with how great the paint looks, but you just see kind of a lot of variation from toy line to toy line. Some are spot on, some are a little off. But there definitely was really good standards for it in the 80s and 90s. And NECA's one that always blows my mind, that they're able to, like, the likeness that they're able to achieve in their movie figures blows my mind. So like, I'm trying to give an example, Vince, of the other way, where something that's really shining in the modern toys, we never were able to capture likeness on a NECA level back in the day.
No.
If you wanted to say something that the vintage 80s 90s maybe felt a little bit short on, it was they weren't nailing the likeness of the movie IPs. You were getting an approximation, but like when I open up like those like NECA Back to the Futures or RoboCop, and they're even nailing like the look of the metal on the RoboCop, you know, and they're nailing like the Jason Voorhees little variations from movie to movie. It's nuts that they're able to, you know, because that stuff they would have glossed over back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, even like the Terminator figures from Kenner weren't that great as far as likeness is concerned. And part of it was because they didn't get a lot of times, you know, they were at the whims of just trying to make something close to, because they couldn't get the likeness rights.
You know, the one I thought they did good though for that line was the endoskeletons.
Oh, those were fantastic.
Good for what
Yeah.
they were.
Yeah. What's up, Nintendo?
Yo, Vinny Boom Bots.
But like, okay, so you talked about this set, right? Like how this is just a gas station that transforms into the hideout for the M.A.S.K team. Such a cool and different playset, right? I mean, it has so many play features. You're looking at like gas pumps that turn into like hydro pump like water cannons. You know, what you got armor. There's lasers. There's like where you can put the vehicles inside the base. You have a boulder that can actually fall off the top. The sign has cannons on it. You got a cannon on the top, and I believe there's actually play features in the back of the base as well. Um, and it came with 2 figures, right? Such a really cool time. Like that was what was cool about like growing up around this time is that like all the giant play sets and that we really just don't get today.
Yep.
Fine
We
detail.
don't the play sets hardly at all.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So we'll go back. Still a lot to cover, man. I'm like, there. Okay, so I've already done the adventure packs. I've done the 2 packs. I've done the diecast. We did the playset, racing series 1, series 2. So the only things we have left now are going to be the Euro exclusives, and then the split seconds. So we're looking at 15 vehicles or figures to look at left. Just to recap what Dad said, fine detail getting stamped on by the Tampo printer, which uses a silicone drone to stamp detail onto contour faces, surfaces. Wait, contoured surfaces. Large areas of color get brushed on using masking mask. Basically, a mold of the toy with the area as it's paint. I'm sorry, as the. Come on, Vince. Let's reread this. Basic on the mold of the toy with the areas to be painted, cut out, is fitted onto a toy, and they get it airbrushed. Yeah. I mean, a lot of that stuff was like fine detail back then, too. I mean, they had to do it manually. Okay, so the Euros exclusives, it looks like we got. This is basically like the 2 packs, so. Um. I really don't want to cover these because these were already covered in the other one. Okay, so just because they're just variants. Julio Lopez, Calhoun Burns, Miles Mayhem, Nash Gorey, Matt Tracker, Jacqueline LaFleur, or Jaquez, or Jack. I can't even say it. Whatever. Yeah, it's too late at night. I can't read. All right, so for the split seconds, 10 figures, and we're done. Afterburner. Looks like a drag strip racer. I actually kind of like the look of this. I don't like the color scheme, though. I mean, I know that pink and aqua blue go together, but for this figure, I mean, for equal, I don't know. What do you think, Ryan?
I mean, it's not. It's a delay. So let me see. Yeah, that's very like that's very nerf for nothing, pals.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would have changed the color scheme. I mean, and then like I don't know about the figures either. Like they look like they're gonna. They look like one looks like Moss Man, and the other one looks like he's infected with the same thing the other guy's infected with.
Yeah, that's a. But I don't know. It's just strange all around.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like the idea of that top canopy becoming a plane, though. That's pretty cool. I just don't like the color scheme. I don't know. I just don't know what I feel. I can't even see their names. So.
The vehicles also just too fucking long.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll go to that one. The Barracuda.
Absurdly long.
Even this looks weird. Why did they come with translucent figures? I don't know this subset. Bayou Billy cousin from the swamp. Hooded figure included.
Yeah,
So
that is odd.
I don't understand what the. I mean, I get it, right? So the vehicle splits into two different vehicles, and I'm guessing there's an after image or something. What is it? They tried to compete with Visionaries or something?
It's like we want one character to look like Lemon Hall's cough drop. Can you show the Lemon Hall's cough drop figure? Was this like, uh, does this figure have effervescent qualities to like clear your sinuses when you look on this Hall's lemon figure?
I could take one now. I'm dying. Man, you got me going with that, dude. Lemon Hall's flavored. It's like, Mom, Mom, where's my Barracuda action figure? I need to suck on it so I can get my throat to be better.
Yeah. They're like, guys, we were really inspired by Hall's lemon cough drops in this one.
Yeah, each figure is flavored a different type of cough drop. Or some kind of lemon candy or some whatever candy.
Lemon lime mask figures.
I have no clue what's going on here. I really don't.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a roadster with Joker colors. I don't get it.
Something Hulk would pull up in there, being a real American. The mustard yellow. Man, they're coming in hot with some more bright and
Yeah,
some more nerd for nothing. What is happening here?
I don't know. This is like they took the Janine's beetle and then changed it into something else.
Yeah, I am getting confused at this point in the toy line. I don't know what is that, like a wolf face?
Or it looks like an owl face. I don't understand the translucent character that's with them. It's like an after image. Is it a hologram?
Like a ghost. It looks like very dollar store. They're not impressing anybody with these dollar store aesthetics.
I mean, look at Jacqueline or whatever his name is. Look, he's got a freaking eagle on his chest. He's rocking that huge eagle on the wings.
Yeah, these were the jump the shark moments here at this point. I don't know what's happening.
We got the
Like, what kid is gonna see that and be like, "This is the one"? Like, you know?
I don't understand this like weird like dune buggy here. Dynamo.
Weird, wild stuff.
Weird. Yeah, we're in the dredges of like, you know, you when you have a Coke and stuff and you drink it up to the point when you're at that end and all it has is the like the backwash and it doesn't taste the same. Like this is the weird things going on here. I don't understand.
It looks like they sold the license to like McDonald's, and these were Happy Meal toys
They're
at this
Happy
point.
Meal toys.
Like these are just bad, dude. Dynamo, not good.
Not a good at all. Look, look, hey, look. This is the lifeline of this subset. Fire Force. It's got a heartbeat. It's telling you that it's gonna die. It's on life support. I don't. I would love to talk to the guy who decided that this is direction we want to go with the series.
Yeah, and explain the translucent figures. You know, could they at least explain the translucent stuff?
I mean, they could have like whoever the guy at the site could have like literally told us.
It doesn't even say on the box like what it's supposed to mean.
That's what I was looking for.
Like what in the fuck?
Racy Ferrero. Glider, craft, 3-wheeled vehicle, 2 action figures. That's it. Doesn't say why there's 2 Julios. Julio Lopez.
Julio Lopez?
Yeah, that's that Julio Lopez guy again.
Oh, J-Lo's brother?
Yeah, J-Lo's brother or dad. Alright, so we got the Laser Command. I have no clue what's going on here. I really don't. I just don't know what's going on. And there's nothing else to see other than the box. Okay. I'm you see it, guys? It's a Bronco being shot. Was this like a laser tag kind of thing? Like if you shot first with the laser on the spot that it was supposed to explode? I don't understand what this is. I don't. How are
It
you?
looks terrible.
How are you selling toys with a box like this?
And do you get the one that's like in shambles, like on fire? Do you get that one too?
Yeah, you gotta watch out. You gotta put it in the fridge to cool it down. That thing was so hot on the shelf it caught fire, and there's no more stock left. We got the Skybolt. Looks like a Russian MiG or a Harrier.
Do you mean 1988, Floyd? Why are you talking about 78? We're in 87 here.
The majority of the toys were plastic. Plastic comes from oil. Toy companies were overwhelmed by soaring costs from the economics of 1978.
Why are we talking about 1978, Floyd? You mean 1988? Because we're in 1987 here in this line.
Yeah, this is well after the cartoon died.
Okay, why are you gonna? Okay, first of all, let me explain something to the people about camo. Okay, camo is supposed to blend in with the woods.
Or the environment it's in.
If you're in a motherfucking jet plane in the fucking air, why is it camo? Okay,
I don't know.
it's not blending into dick when it's in the clouds. Does that not strike you as odd to have a camo jet?
I feel like
Ridiculous, right?
somebody started up a flea market outside my house right now.
What are they pumping like
It's Tejano music, which is fine, but it's like, do you have to be so loud about it? It's like they opened up a food truck at 12:34 at night. And you can just hear
pumping some
you hear the pumping. It's like boom, boom, and echoing off of like the buildings around here. We may have to call the cops just to like noise. It's like, look, dude, I understand you want to have at a party, man. Like, just that's fine, but not at fucking
1:30 in the morning.
yeah.
Yeah, but they got bitches in the living room getting it on, Vince, and they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. So
6
what
in
you
the
want to
morning.
do? Shit.
Well, good.
They got a pocket full of rubbers, and their homeboys do too.
So this is the Stiletto. This is a Lamborghini that turns into a shell and a flying car.
Yeah,
This
we're
is
just hitting vehicle after vehicle that I don't care for at this point.
yeah. I don't understand what the point of this is. I just like okay. I'm gonna
Man, late. I wonder what, like, if we went in like a mask forum and see how the collectors feel about late era mask stuff, because this sucks ballsack.
do like this here. I mean, you got a bulldozer. I mean, and then it turns into a jet and some kind of roadster. My gal wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. Now I gotta listen to that song, Ben. I love that song, but I gotta listen to it now.
My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
Because Ryan, if you're going to talk about toys and how they changed, you gotta understand how they changed and why. No, that's understandable, Dad. I mean, we do. Um, and that's maybe something for a deeper conversation, not on us like just talking about like, the
What is
decisions
he
that were made.
saying? What is he saying is the reason why this line sucks now?
No, he's just talking about like the majority of toys were made from plastic. Plastic, the majority comes from oil, and the companies were overwhelmed with coating costs or with by soaring costs of plastics at the time. Yeah, but Dad, like that's what Ryan was asking about. Is you're talking about 1978 versus 87? Because I know that there was an oil crisis in 87. I mean, in that mid to late 80s.
We could show you like mad figures from 87 that aren't caca. Like, I don't think it has to do with that. If we looked up other figures from 87 that have good aesthetics, this line was just fucking up at this point.
Yeah,
every line has that, this is like when they talk about UFC fighters or boxers, they plateau. They get to the point where, like, look at Ronda Rousey, right? She was unstoppable forever, right? Until she had her decline. People found out the weaknesses. It's like a toy line. A toy line, they exhaust their best ideas, and then they have their inevitable downfall. Now, there's definitely toy lines that like went out with a bang and just will start to finish as bangers. But if you look at a toy line's kind of like a sitcom too, right? They get their jump the shark moment. They get desperate. They start shifting gears, going in the wrong direction. This is just like history will do this. History will show you that every toy line has a peak and a plateau.
Okay, while you're talking, I'm gonna message my wife because this is like really bad. I feel like an old man that's want to go and shake my fist in the outside. Turn that shit off.
This Wolf Beast looks like a piece of shit, dude.
It does.
God damn it, they fuck up.
It's bad.
This is dollar store stuff. Dude, this is one thing. This is basic common sense with any toy line. Never let your toy line start to look like dollar store toys. Never do that.
Never let a man touch your hair or hair touch your man.
Never let a hair touch your man is rule numero uno. Dude, that would be like when the CEO needs to come in of who is this brand? Kenner.
Yeah, it's Kenner.
The CEO needs to come in from Kenner and be like, listen, you guys are fucking up. I'm here to crack heads today. Why are my M.A.S.K vehicles looking like dollar store garbage? Y'all need to get to the drawing boards. Fucking axe all these new designs and start over. Somebody need to crack some heads here in M.A.S.K. Because this figure looks like shit. Does it got pink fire on it? On a painter's tape blue?
Dude, the stick,
Looks horrible, dude.
like the skull on the front. It's like this is like
It looks so bad.
we love the Punisher, but we're gonna do this weird skull that looks like it's a octopus head with flames that are only on the front of the car, and then
It's just horrible.
it transforms into the top chassis turns into some kind of air vehicle, and then the bottom part is still a roadster. I just don't understand where the thought process. This is just as bad as like the crash test dummies with the junk bots.
Yes.
I mean, that's how I kind of feel about it.
Dude, this is we gotta start like a jump the shark moment with every one of these toy lines we do. And this is it. It's the jump the shark moment for these like last 10 vehicles.
So here's the thing about that, right? Which vehicle here out of these is the biggest jump the shark moment? I'm leaning to this one here. Honestly, this one right here.
The Wolf Beast, or you get another one?
No,
That's a delay.
the what is it, Dentona or Dentor?
Yeah.
Who is calling? Are you calling me, babe? It's the one that's the Volkswagen Beetle that like folds in half, and there's a you know, some kind of buggy. This is
It's just horrible. It's just horrible, dude. Look at that.
I mean, I think that's the one that I feel.
No.
I mean,
Dude.
all right.
Who was like the QC quality control guy at Kenner at this point? And like, because you know they're like signing off on this shit. Like, looks good. Like, whoever that guy was this month was just fucking the girl in accounting and busy with that. Like, this was inexcusable that some of these got signed off on. Like, looks good, guys. Let's go ahead with this one.
More and more of this, and then like
The camo jet's pretty bad, Vince. It doesn't make any sense. Why you have a jet be camo?
the camo jet, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, dude, it's like I love this thing, but like I never like at 87. I'm like what 6.
Maybe they
like,
wanted to kill the line at this point. They just wanted to do something else at Kenner. They're like, let's just murder this line, guys. Yeah, like looking at the older vehicles, they all looked significantly better than the shit they ended up with. This is like comparing a professional artist to an amateur.
Okay, so I know why this died. 87 is what? What cartoon came out in 87?
Turtles?
Yep. So we had the Turtles, Playmates.
Look, I was about to say turtles.
Yeah. See, even my wife said Turtles is the brand that like probably killed the M.A.S.K toys. History of Kenner and Hasbro and Playmates is pretty interesting. And the toy lines changed after Star Wars, but those toys were not tied to TV shows or movies. No. But Star Wars, yeah, because Star Wars still had a staying power with the Power of the Force stuff for a long time. And but yeah, I think that they were trying everything on the thing they could to get people to still be on this. But Turtles, man, Turtle Power was like strong coming out the gate.
I just still think there's no excuse for your designs to be this bad.
I agree. There's no reason for them to like start strong and it just completely drop off like they did towards the end of that series.
Like it comes down to like just bad taste at this point.
Yeah.
This is just
Um.
know.
So I would say, I mean, the first, I mean, like the cartoon was fantastic. I remember watching all of it, and it's been a long time since I have watched all of it. I've only recently had watched the first 2 episodes within the last like five or 6 years ago. But,
Yeah, dude, I need to watch a lot of these shows too. Dude, I spent, like working on my archive of like 20 terabytes of shows.
mm-hmm.
I like was downloading shows till I collapsed. Like it took forever, like a year. And I'm just now getting to watching some of this stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Like there's so much good stuff. I mean, and it sucks because some of these shows like had really good storylines and then they just got canceled and you're like, so what happened after this? Nothing? God,
Yeah.
this sucks. And then like or you find out there was a comic that was made or something.
Some of these shows were good and they got canceled after one season.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like a quarter of the shows.
But I mean overall, oh, Dad said it's on Tubi. Overall, I mean, it was good. I mean, for what it was, this was a good show. That first,
No, good. Like I'd say 80% of the line was good, and the last 20% was ass.
no, yeah, it was pretty bad.
And that's still pretty good.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you get a 80 out of 100, that's still great. That is really good. I mean, you're at B performance. So I don't know. I mean, overall, it was good to be able to go and reminisce looking at some of this stuff. I mean, I didn't know the figure line went that weird because I never saw those figures. I only saw or remember seeing or played with the original like first 2 series. So, but yeah, no.
And if you collect M.A.S.K, you better have a lot of shelf space. Get ready for tons and tons and tons and tons of vehicles.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for. Some of them don't hold up. No, that is true, Dad. Some cartoons do not hold up. And I'm not gonna sit there and say He-Man.
Captain Planet.
I'm not gonna say He-Man doesn't hold up because I still enjoy He-Man.
Don't you dare.
But no, Captain Planet.
Don't you dare.
I didn't mind Captain Planet,
Captain Planet.
but I get it, Ryan. I do get it.
Tell Anna I hate Captain Planet.
He hates Captain Planet.
Oh, really?
She almost choked on her orange, laughing.
Aww.
Anna, I don't want my cartoon to tell me to recycle ever.
He doesn't want his cartoon to tell him to recycle ever.
I stayed up till 5 a.m. so I could just to see it on Cartoon Network.
On Cartoon Network, yeah. When they were
Okay,
doing the
tell Anna
reruns.
I hated his mullet.
He hated his mullet.
Everything about him.
Everything about him.
I understand.
Tell her
I
I
stayed
hated
up
it so
also to
much.
watch
I
Ultron.
hated it so much it made me want to pollute.
Oh no, that
He hated it so much he wanted to become a villain and pollute.
Oh my god. G-Force, that was the one that
G-Force was
He was
good.
like-
Battle of the Planets,
it
yeah.
was on
Gotcha,
at
man.
4 a.m.
Wait a minute, wasn't
nonsense
G-Force
that I had
that thing
to
that is like
wait
guinea pigs?
Well, yeah, as far as like the live action thing for mainstream stuff. But no, G-Force was the actual original title for Gotcha Man. Or it's part of that.
But what was the G-Force that was like guinea pigs in like a CGI movie? What was that?
That was god awful. I don't know. I never watched it. They didn't. I saw the trailer. That's about it.
4?
The guinea pigs that were called G-Force. That stupid
I
abomin.
know, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, she doesn't know what that is either.
I have to say it quick for that.
Yo,
Recycle free G.
how can you make a guinea pig movie?
But he
Guinea pigs suck.
Dad, he's like, you love the dick. Oh man, I gotta take it easy with the laughing because I'll start getting my coughing going.
Dude, do you want the origin story of also why my hate is so strong for Captain Planet? Let me explain. I don't think
All right,
I
all
don't
right.
really.
Hold on, hold
I
on, hold
don't,
on. So everyone, here is the exclusive story of why Ryan hates Captain Planet. All right, go, go, go.
first of all, it's lame ass to begin with, and I don't want my shows trying to educate me with this propaganda to recycle when you can just tell us to recycle. Don't make the cartoon tell me. It's as bad as the dare to the drugs thing and all that shit. But look, and to take the McGruff take a bite out of crime bullshit. But look, this is the real origin story because I told this on Tibbs on a Wednesday night stream, but I don't think I've told it on yours. I had a bunch of friends that I would love to go to their houses. One, his name was Daniel Ray. It's a generic name enough. You can't find him. I don't worry about, somebody stalking the names that I give, okay? I would go to his house, awesome friend. He had Super Nintendo, great games, great toys. Okay, there was another friend down the street. I won't give his name. Okay, and my mom was friends with his mom. This house only had Bible games on Nintendo, first of all. So I fucking would get furious that they never had any fucking good NES games. Everything was Bible adventures and fucking those bullshit games, right? That was bad enough. Also, you couldn't swear in their house. So you had to say fanny bubbles instead of fart. All right. I want that to sink in, first of all. Okay. You can't say the word fart. You have to say fanny bubbles. That's so much lamer. Okay. Now, the worst part. He had Captain Planet toys, okay, and no cool toys. So it was a trifecta. All the NES games were ass Bible games, bullshit. You can't swear, and the only toys he had was Captain Planet. Okay? So there is my hatred. Anytime I had to go to this house, I would be like, fuck no, I ain't going there.
So,
Okay?
moral of the story is that if you grew up in a religious household where your parents were so restrictive on what you could do and watch and collect, and as an outsider were subjected to this, you completely cut it off because it was uncool to
But like, can you understand? Can you like put yourself in like a younger Ryan's shoes here? Like you're being left at this kid's house you don't want to be at. They have no games to play because they're propagandized with religious shit in this household, and there's only Bible games. Okay, which I want nothing to do with that fucking stuff. Keep your Bible out of my goddamn games. Okay, number one. And number two, the only toys he had is Captain Planet, dude. And I already didn't like it, and then the fact that that's all he had there to play with made me hate it even more. So there is the origin story of why I hate Captain Planet so much. You heard it here first, or second, because I said it on Tibbs too.
you know what?
But
I
that's
kind of think
cool.
I remember that story. So, but
Yeah.
The thing is, I remember my dad having us be watched by a couple different people sometimes, and one of the ladies that we that would watch us had two younger children. Hold on. Meth lab discovered in downtown, one in custody. Houston Fire Department, Houston Police Department are currently in search of a possible fire at a building in the 800 block of Crawford Street in downtown Houston at this time.
That's crazy.
The severity of the situation remains unknown. Drivers and pedestrians are advised to avoid the area if possible. Let me finish reading.
I didn't think you were going to read it on air.
I'm going to read it on air. I don't care. An area as, if possible, as emergency crews are working to assess the situation. Updates will be provided as more information becomes available. A hood news prep setup in these video clips. So it was Grizzly Hood News. Okay, so she's down. That's crazy. They're busting a meth lab in downtown Houston. What the hell's going on, guys? What is this? Anyway,
At 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
I didn't think you'd be what?
I said, well, let that be a good pro tip there. If you want to bust a meth lab, bust it at 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Yeah.
But Vince, put yourself in my shoes. You would hate going to that house too.
No. Okay, let me finish the story. So we would go to this lady's house, or she lived in the apartment first. Then she moved, and then she would watch us, and my dad would come pick us up. But she was one of those people. Like, they literally were very super religious, and like it was very particular what the type of toys they had, and they
wouldn't let you swear if they're religious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you can't. And it's like, dude, when you're a kid, we grew up with fucking MTV and Nickelodeon. You want to say potty mouth shit. You want to say like poop and fart, and you want to say just be silly, be a kid. And they want to fucking censor you?
Dude, look, we grew up in a time when like Dungeons and Dragons and RPGs and Pokemon and all this stuff is of the devil. Why? Because you're uneducated, you don't know anything about it. It's different, it's foreign.
So dude, that was the house I never wanted to go to. And there were so many other houses in my neighborhood that I knew a kid at. And like I forget, like this Asian kid I knew was the first time I ever seen like a Model 1 Genesis. I saw Sonic for the first time. The colors in that blew my mind because I just knew NES, So I seen the colors of Sonic, and that controller was so different. And I remember he had like some of the Ewok movies, like the 2 Ewok movies, and we were watching those, or one of them, we were watching that. And I was like, I didn't even know like that there was like an Ewok movie.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew Star Wars.
Yep.
So that like blew my mind. I'm like, what is this? Like, there's more Star Wars than just Star Wars, the trilogy.
I love those movies.
So
I do.
The Ewok movie.
Mm-hmm.
When they're flying, are they flying in both of them in like the whatever the wingspan things?
The X-wing.
Anyways,
I think it was the second movie.
So that's the one I saw then. So like I had all these like choices of like great houses to like hang at, and kids that have cool like swimming pools, or So then when I get stuck in this one kid's house, which I'm not gonna say the name, but it's like, and dude, just to once again to not sound too spoiled, but to insinuate how much this house sucked. They just had one of those little tiny shitty above ground pools too.
Mm-hmm.
When like there was other neighbors that had an actual pool, so even the pool sucked ball sack, Vince.
Well, so okay. Hold on. Look. I'll be honest. I'm gonna draw. You guys are gonna hear a fact of my childhood. So I didn't like going to my mom's house. My mom became very, very super religious. Like once my parents split and everything, she married the other guy that she was cheating on my dad with at the time, and she moved, and they were together, and we would like do this whole thing where we would go like every other weekend to my mom's, and I hated going over there. And like my mom like found God and was like, and this isn't, look guys, I'm not getting into this whole thing about hating religion or anything. That's not the point of this. It's like when you do bad things and then like you try to cover up those things with religion, that doesn't work. You have to find
and also
peace in
just
yourself.
because you're religious doesn't mean the house has to be boring in every way.
Right.
Have something to do.
So and I'm gonna get to a story why, but like she was so like both her and my stepfather. I'm not gonna give his name. He's a great guy, but at the time they were like everything. They were the archetype that was like, it's got to be super religious. It's always that KSPJ music, Christian music. It was like even when my younger brother and my two sisters were born, it was like Veggie Tales and all that stuff. But it's like when I'd come over there, I'd bring my Super Nintendo and I'd be playing like RPGs and other things. They're like, And my mom would be like, "Stop doing that." I'm like, "No, this is me and what I'm doing." But I remember there was a time where I got a Lego set, and I brought that Lego set over to my mom's, and it was of Merlin with like a tree and like some other stuff, and I built it. And I was like, "This is so cool," because I was really into fantasy stuff, and like because we role played, we used to go do the whole Renaissance fair and all that stuff, and I got it all built, and I'm like, "Oh, this is so cool," and they tried to throw it away because it was a wizard, and I'm like, I'm sitting there like, no, and I start crying, and I try to get my dad on the phone, and he's like upset because it's like it's not real. You should know this, my mom's name, and then like, and they had to they put it away, so I had to take it back. I couldn't bring it back over there, so it's like I experienced part of that growing up, but I'm so glad I live with my dad. My dad's the shit. He's the best. Thank you, Dad. This isn't trying to make him feel.
But I'd love to know, like in the comments or in the chat now, did anybody else had those friends like it was a friend because they are like your mom was friends with them, their mom or dad or whatever, like or your dad was friends with their dad, and it's like this has to be a common thing where like most of the houses you were fine to go to, but you had that one house. So like you gave your example was that your actual mom's house,
yeah.
But like I'm sure this is a common thing where like they were like the house you didn't want to go to. This has to be a common thing with people that there was somewhere you didn't want to go in your neighborhood, and your dad said, "Where did he touch you?" Before we're not going to take it there, Floyd.
Well, he was like, "Why do you hate Captain Planet so much? Where did he hurt you at?" Yeah.
No, but that's got to be common. Like, doesn't everybody have the house they went to that would kind of suck when you went there?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
dude, it's so many things, right? There's so many variables. The cool house has to have like good snacks. They got to have good movies or cable programming options. They got to have good or just one or two of these things, right? The perfect house had them all, right? Or some cool toys to play with, or some good video game system. Listen, if you're O for all of those, a goose egg on all of those, fuck that house, right? Like you had to at least have one or two of the above that I just said. And there was houses of like friends I had that had every one of those things. So it's like I knew how good it could be, almost even better than like my own setup at my house, right? But then I knew how bad it could be because I had that one house I went to with the Bible shit. So,
well, I had friends that I would go there to hang out and then or stay the night at, and it was always awkward because their parents were always strict about certain things. So it's like I remember there was one time I went over to my friend's house and I got up in the middle of the night and I'm like, man, I'm thirsty, and like I didn't want to go ask because like the way their parents were, so I had to like sneak in to the kitchen, grab a cup, pour me some water, and then like go to bed or whatever, because it was like I wasn't there for his parents, I was there for him. But I always hated that whole thing of like either being the first one to go to like the last one I would usually stay up. I was always the kid that would always stay up late, and my dad would pick me up and be like, "You stayed up late. You didn't go to sleep again, did you?" But no, I always had weird people that the circumstances were funny.
Exactly.
There was a few people houses I hated having to get stuck at for the eve or night. Let me see. And then I was always trying to campaign, "Let me just stay at the house, Dolomite." So I was like 7. That's hilarious. I mean, Sho, do you have anything? I mean, Dad, actually, I'd love to see what my dad has to say about like if he had friends that he didn't want to go to. Laughing about having to sneak around the house at night. Yeah. Well, like that friend, like the mom was really nice, but the dad was like really really strict and stuff, and Um, he liked me, but it was like I didn't ever want to piss him off. I'm religious, but I'm not hypocritical about it. I made sure Vince and his sister had a good exposure to religion, but ultimately it was their choice if they wanted to continue. Yeah, no, that's true. That especially around the angry dads, right?
Dude, some of my most, it's gonna be sound fucking corny, but like some of my most magical childhood memories
Mm-hmm.
are going to your friends' houses, seeing toys you've never seen, playing games you've never played, eating snacks you've never eaten. That kind of shit, it sounds like maybe to kids these days, like that's kind of like they don't know what the fuck that life's all about
Mm-hmm.
because they like I don't know what they do these days. Look at tablets and not play outside. I don't know. Like, but that shit was some of my most magical memories looking back. That like hanging out with friends, playing games that I didn't have, eating snacks, watching movies.
Mm-hmm.
That was like it's like a mini vacation at your friend's house because it's a whole nother world there. Or if they had a pool, or if they had a like that was like magical shit, dude.
No, definitely. I mean, like a lot of my friends I stayed with at the apartment, like my best friend Jeff and stuff. We while we switched back and forth between who houses on the weekends we'd stay the night at. But like even then it was like his mom would go take us to go to Hollywood or Blockbuster, go rent some games and some movies. Same thing with my dad. And we would just all hang out. And that's how it was with most of my friends. We would usually my house was the house for people to go to, you know.
And
Between
think about it too, though, because like you had like what you had to eat in your house, right?
hmm
And whatever's your standard stuff you like to eat, you know. But like they always had something like different, like oh, this I've never had this popsicle before, or something. It sounds stupid, it sounds basic, right? But like, oh, I never had this fruit snack before. They have this, like, so it's like I don't know. That's the shit I remember. That's why I still get off on doing that on my channel, like showing all those commercials. Cause like I think about like, oh, you're at like your friend's house and you had a cereal you never tried before. Just something. It could be something silly like that, or you played that game at their house that you never played before. You didn't even know about
hmm
it. You know, that's the stuff that stays in your memory.
Oh yeah, it does. I mean, like I have memories of like I remember renting Kid Nicky and playing it on my TV. And because of the weird wiring in our house and the apartment that we were living in, like my friend had like somehow turned his TV on and it saw that I was playing that game. And like, I remember like the next day he goes, "Were you playing this game?" Because I could somehow see it. I don't know what it was with that building, but like, if I was playing something on a TV that was going through the cable coaxial, because we had cable for a period of time, like they had cable downstairs, so it was like this weird feedback loop with it. But it was always fun, like the different things that we'd experience and stuff.
Yeah.
Let me see. There always be people who have different parenting styles and beliefs. It's all about respecting their choices until they do something to lose that respect. That is 100% true. Vin said that what kind of games and toys you guys stashing in this side her? Showed everyone's house is different, even small differences.
Wasn't it so
Even smell
cool
differences,
too?
yeah.
Let me just for without forgetting, wasn't it so cool when you went either in their basement, like fun area, where they maybe had like a pool table or like whatever game set up, and wasn't it cool like seeing how your friend like decorated his bedroom, like
Oh
what
yeah.
posters they had up, what like they could give you something like small, like what kind of cool like turtles comforter they had on their bed, or what kind of like boombox they had, or what it's like. It's like you're entering like your friend's world, like
Mm-hmm.
seeing what they're about and seeing them in a different light, because you don't really know till you go in somebody's house. Like you see parts of their personality, what they're into, because like you'd have your friends that maybe were more sports oriented,
Mm-hmm.
or your friends that were more gaming oriented, or kind of in between, or like I remember like I'd go to like a friend's house that was like into surfing or something. I'd be like, oh, that's kind of cool. I never like seen a friend's room like decorated like this. You'd have like Kelly Slater and this big poster surfing, or like your friends that would skateboard. So it's like you got to know who they were through their room too. Like
Mm-hmm.
what? Oh, you're into this band? Oh, I love this band. Or like so like that was such a pivotal point of our childhood.
Oh, it was. What was funny was you go to people who have bases. I'm like, I was going to make a joke. I was like, that's why I went like this, because we don't have basements in Texas. So it's like when
Oh,
you said, I was like, what are you
you
talking
would have
about?
loved you would have
Oh,
loved basements,
oh
dude. It's
yeah.
in the Northeast,
Hmm.
man. Check them out.
But what was cool about like living, like I did enjoy that. I did going to somebody's house or my friends and meeting them for the first time, or seeing what they do and decorating their homes was always unique. And like, but walking into our home, you know, you would always see like something themed to what we enjoyed, like or my dad would have the place decorated, but then he would have comic boxes all over our living room where he was going through the process of like cataloging stuff and rebagging, boarding his comics and stuff. But like every time I'd bring a friend over, they'd be like, I know what that is. That's so cool. It's like, and then like they'd see my room, they'd see the living room. It's like, because we were collectors. I grew up in a house of collecting. Um, my dad would have Star Trek stuff and action figures, Marvel posters all over.
Joe's right about the smells too.
Yeah, exactly. You're
You know?
right. Smell is a big importance thing. That like that's even one of the things of like memories with people. Like my dad talks about like you remember family members, but like slowly you start not remembering their faces, and then you
Dude, I still
slowly don't
swear
even hear
like
their voices anymore.
the smell of a freshly opened carded toy,
Mm-hmm.
the plastic, the paint, like you smell that toy. You know what? It's funny because Ashley reminded me of this like one time. She's like, you know what smells really good? This sounds ridiculous.
Hmm.
Inflatable pool toys. Like that smell of that plastic and chlorine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but that's a smell I remember. Like you're at your friend's house and they have like like the like inflatable crocodile you like jump on, or like the inner tube thing, and they had like a smell to it, dude. I don't know if it's because like the sun hit it and the plastic and the chlorine, but there's a smell to that, and it's like that's the shit you remember. Or like the way like a water gun smelled, like the water coming out of there,
Mm-hmm.
like a little super soaker.
Man, yeah, like the fresh cut grass, like, or just certain things, certain
These are
foods.
things Vince are missing out on, dude. These kids that don't fucking play outside anymore,
Mm-hmm.
they're missing out on this shit, dude. If they're just looking at their fucking iPad.
Well, like with my son, whenever he gets to go see his cousin, they're all like together. They'll do a little bit of gaming together, but then it's like we're gonna play toys or they do stuff, and it's like that's fun. Even like when his friends come over, they do more than just game. But you gotta understand too. Unfortunately, a lot of kids don't have the friends other than someone in class, and in the world we live in, parents are afraid to let their kids go to somebody else's house because you don't know what type of person they're going to go to, what kind of mess they're going to get in, and you can't control that. A lot of parents were trusting more back then because we didn't have to worry about a whole lot of stuff. Those weird things that happened were very few and far between compared to what it is today, where it's more publicized. So it may have been going on, but we just didn't know about it.
Yeah.
And it does suck. Times have changed. like I remember like my dad used to be able to like walk as a teenager from like certain areas of the neighborhoods of like in Pasadena and South Houston area in our city, and you know, it would be sketchy, but it was okay. Like, but I could never do that, you know, because of how bad things got. You know, I remember like just going around the apartment complex we lived in, and then like always coming back. I mean, there was one time when I was really young that I did get lost, and the police were called, and they had to find me. But whenever we were in the like later on in the apartments that we stayed in and stuff, like I never had to worry about that stuff. Like even like walking from school wasn't too bad. Yes, they tear up your house together. They do tear up the house together, Dad. And they misplace things on your desk. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just I do wonder where we're gonna go, and you know, not going into too much politics stuff. I am worried about the climate of things that are going on, and like as a father, I worry about this stuff. It's like I don't know where we're gonna go. I don't even know if like what future he's gonna have with what's going on currently. And I'm afraid. But you know, I take it one day at a time. I prepare him for the worst, but hope for the best. That's all we can do. You know, all we can do is influence the next generation to be aware of all these things we enjoy and why we enjoy them. Pass that torch on to them so they can, you know, champion this stuff themselves, and then maybe find something that they enjoy that's new and different. But it does suck. It does suck seeing like comic books going away. It does suck that like physical media is going away. Toys are going away. We're gonna live in this weird digital bubble for a long time, even if we get to that point. You know, we gotta worry about an asteroid that's coming in like 2032, possibly hitting. And, you know, it may not even hit. Like if it hits us, it may not do a whole lot of things. But like it depends on where it lands. I mean, it could just land in the ocean and we're all right, or it could just completely miss us. But there's a lot of shit that we have to worry about. But you know, it's up to us to look past it and still live and experience and enjoy things while we're here.
Yeah.
And you know,
What's my saying, Vince? Every day you gotta find a way. What?
find a way to what? I don't remember. My brain's is.
No, I'm always telling you. No, it's always telling you. You always gotta find a way to have a good day. Like
Yes.
find
Yeah.
the fun. Find the fun every day. Because if in life you're always waiting for things to go right
Mm-hmm.
to have a good day, you won't get enough of them.
Right. Or
Yeah.
you waited too long you waited all for this perfect moment, and then the moment came, but you died before it happened. You know, it's like you need to seize the day. You need to take charge of the opportunities we have and not get bogged down by the things that may be a big deal right now, but in 2 years or a couple months later may not be a big deal. You move past it. You know, what is it? They say that we've already survived like 80% of our worst days, or so a certain amount. So you're doing a good job.
Yeah, because like every day is gonna have obstacles. Every day you gotta deal with work and traffic and just whether you feel good or not. But like every day, find a way to have a good day. It could mean like just watching a movie that makes you laugh. It could mean like just like going to the beach or something, or going out to the park, or eating some food you haven't tried in a while. Or
Yeah.
you do a little thing that you're like, oh, this is a nice moment today. Never rob yourself of at least that one good moment in your day.
Well,
Because like, you know,
and never stop like trying. Like the whole thing is like we're always gonna fail, and you learn through failure. But don't be afraid of trying something because you're worried about what other people think or the perspective of other people. Like, you know, it's like the only person that really matters is yourself, and that's all you should think about. Like, you know, you focus on yourself and you focus on the ones that matter to you that are important, like your family and friends. But don't fucking waste your time like I'm afraid, and I did this myself. Don't be afraid to fucking start something, to try something, to be yourself. Don't put on a persona. Just be yourself. Have fun. Like, enjoy the moment. Like, take a moment to, like, if you want to do YouTube or make a movie or write or draw, don't wait for the perfect moment. Just do it. Just start. Like, if you want to do a podcast, grab those friends that are eager and willing to go with you and just start it. Or your family. Find somebody to have a conversation with to record. Do it. Don't fucking wait. Don't waste your time waiting on that perfect moment. You know, because you can wait on that perfect wave, and if it never comes, you wasted your time for a moment that you could have done something else with. And, you know, life's too short. It is. And, like, meet new people. Take the time to talk to somebody. Don't be afraid. Don't let, like, these perceptions of, like, oh, this guy's an executive or he makes all this money, like, who cares? Like, he's a person too. Just because he has a status doesn't mean that he's better than you or worth. You shouldn't put these, like, these higher standards on certain people. You know, just be yourself. And, like, I love toys. I love cartoons, anime. I am who I am. I'm gonna be who I am. And I'm not worried about if I piss somebody off. I'm sorry. I'm me. I'm not everybody's flavor of tea. But you know what? I may be someone's beacon of hope that gets them through the day. And that's all you can be. You know? Sorry, we're getting into philosophy and life advice. What you got, Ryan?
I think that's a good inspirational way to end it.
Yeah. So, and it goes back to that whole thing, right? We were talking bad about M.A.S.K towards the end with some of the decisions. At least they did it, right? At least we got some really good stuff out of this line that we talked about. There was some, you know, some bad things about it, but it was a good episode, man. And I'm looking forward to us doing Power Rangers next week. So,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. But anything else to tell anybody? What you got going on? What they can look forward to?
I'm working on. I wanted to do it this week, but next week I'm gonna start doing premiere every live stream of the new compilations. That's gonna be a lot of snack foods, a lot of cereal commercials that I've never shown before that I've been digging up. Because I dug up like 2 hours of footage over the past couple months. That's like just full of, like, you know, toys and snacks and cereal stuff. So I'm gonna be every Tuesday night. I'm live at 10:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be airing a new one, and then they'll be uploaded every Friday. So I should have a good 5-6 weeks of those coming out.
Nice. Yeah, so tomorrow will be a new podcast, episode 113. We talk about a little bit on the Diamond situation. We just kind of have a fun conversation discussing stuff. We do talk about the first 3 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, but we don't go into spoilers. So be willing, if you haven't watched it, don't worry, we don't spoil anything for you. But we do hype it up a bit because we enjoyed it. So, and then tomorrow, Sunday, I will be playing more Black Myth Wukong. That game is fantastic. I am really, really enjoying it. I need to look at the thing here instead of looking at myself. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Black Myth Wukong. It's fantastic. And then, you know, I'll have some other stuff out next week. I know that I recorded that NECA box. I need to edit it and get it out. But I've just kind of been enjoying myself and my time and my family and taking some moment to recover from being sick. So, but everyone, thank you all for coming and hanging out with us and you know, being a part of this awesome show. We do greatly appreciate it. If there are suggestions of toys that you would like us to talk about, please list them down below. And if you know anybody who's into toys and likes this stuff, share it out. Let them see it. You know, it's great to have more people coming in here to view this stuff, and you know, so we can have a deeper conversation. You know, but in the meantime, everyone have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace, y'all.
Peace out.